Tonight on the Black Channel, the strategy is clear. On one side, MAGA us to death, and on the other side, NAGA us to death. The Black Channel is live. Unapologetic, unadulterated, and absolutely uncompromising. Greetings, brothers and sisters from around the world, and welcome back to the home, the haven, the stronghold, the everlasting super fortress of intelligent black thought. We are the Black Media, and this is the Black Channel. And I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the voice of Black America, the Black Authority, broadcasting to you live from the only historically black college and university of higher education and learning in the entire cosmos. You are, of course, welcome to join us. And join us you shall, because on tonight's program, folks, in these times, you need to have some sanity. You need to be detoxed from some of the propaganda that you are absolutely saturated and drowned in. You don't need to have your neo-Nazis on YouTube, and you don't need to have your propagandists on CNN. You need a place that you know is a straight shooter and gonna give it to you plain and simple. So I am pleased to give you all your detoxing from the propaganda of all this time here. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. Going to have a little bit about 8 a.m. before tonight's program is over, but I really want to get into the politics of this. I've been a little sparse for the last couple of weeks. As you know, I've been doing my rollout for things. I've been traveling around. I've been getting a lot done, but we got to stop now. We have to stop now because there is a reason that the new black media exists. It exists because I serve the people. This microphone serves the people. But you see, that's not what you have in your corporate media. You have a bunch of individuals who over the last course of the decades have been serving themselves. And so they have their little elite clique of people that serve themselves. And that's the problem. They serve themselves. And so here they are. They've gotten together with their little political allies because they've received their individual benefits. And now they've sent the call out to all of them to tell them y'all need to come step back in line. So they went around and went about and gathered them up. They've grabbed a bunch of celebrities because, you see, that's what they think of us. They're not approaching white people with celebrities, but they come to us with the celebrities. That's what they come to us with. So they trotted them out there in Georgia. They had a big old rally and whatnot. They got them all out there. I'm going to start with Samuel L. Jackson. Because he was out there. And by the way, he had a couple of gems to contribute here. By the way, YouTube, fair use to everyone here who might want to claim this. Fair use to all of you here. And I want you to hear how Samuel L. Jackson presented and represented us here. Heard that her favorite curse word is a favorite of mine too. all for and all understanding of some comic relief, but here's my thing, folks. When you're talking about what will be the most powerful position in the land, an historic first, I don't know, for some reason, I'm thinking about if Mary McLeod Bethune were running for president, if Coretta Scott King were running for president, if Betty Shabazz, if Ida B. Wells, if Harriet Tubman were running for president, I could not imagine myself, standing at a podium talking about, and by the way, they agree with me that you got to watch out for these old. There's a time and a place for that. This ain't it. You see, you have to be able to separate entertainment from the real world. You can sprinkle a little bit of that, but if we're talking about out here, this is not the entertainment realm. That's my issue. My issue is, how seriously do you take this? That's my issue. So when I hear that, by the way, that's the first thing that jumps out at me. Somebody else can take this however they want to take this. I got to lay this down for the grassroots. You want me to take this seriously? That's not the way I take that seriously. It really isn't. So I thought that was rather interesting to toss up in there. That was just one. The next one, by the way, was none other than our old friend Tyler Perry. Why, Tyler Perry was on deck. And he had a few choice words he wanted to go ahead and throw in there too as well. I'm glad that he showed up, and this just kind of interesting to me is, by the way, where you fellas been all this time? What have you all done? Where have you been? So Tyler Perry was out there, and I'll actually show you on your screens for him. He got into his TD Jakes preacher routine here. Fair use, by the way. I want you to listen to a little story and a little anecdote that he told, and this really says it all when you think about it.
Right near Greenbrier Mall on Continental Colony Parkway. And it was there that Barack Obama came in 2012 to do a fundraiser. And he was getting ready to leave, and he said, come ride with me. We're going.
So Tyler Perry's talking about he had a studio on that street, and in 2012, Barack Obama came there to do a fundraiser. See, that's what I'm telling you all about. You want to know why it is that these individuals here have these shady tendencies? You want to know why it is that they 10 toes down, the Steve Harveys, the Tyler Perrys and whatnot? Yeah, because you see, they've gotten to talk to Obama and understand something. They've gotten something. They get something. Do you understand that? They get something. These same folk who come and tell you and me that we shouldn't expect nothing and we shouldn't demand nothing and we shouldn't be saying what we gonna get. But when they meet Barack Obama and Kamala Harris, I showed you with Steve Harvey, they come to their houses and come to their mansions, the big bougie Negroes, and they made sure they've gotten something. Then they come out of those rooms and tell you and me, vote for Obama, he gonna do great things, but don't expect anything. Don't insist on anything. You wrong for insisting on something right after Tyler Perry made sure he got his. Steve Harvey makes sure he gets his. Samuel L. Jackson makes sure he gets his. Word is, that list might get a little bit longer. Ain't that right, Shannon Sharp? What? Just saying. I ain't mad at you, but by the way, I hear the word is that list is about to get a little longer, Shannon. All right. But in any case, just thought first of all I would point that out to you here, but Tyler has a little bit more to say.
Going to my house for a fundraiser, and I'm like, wait, you want me to ride with you and the Beast? We're going to my house for a fundraiser, and I'm like, wait, you want me to ride with you and the Beast? To leave, and he said, come ride with me. We're going to my house for a fundraiser. And I'm like, wait, you want me to ride with you and the Beast?
I don't think he's talking about Obama's house in Georgia. I'm pretty sure Tyler's talking about his own, but all right. Sound familiar? Hey, Kamala. Kamala was at Steve Harvey's house, Tyler Perry and them. Okay, yeah, these folks hang out at their houses. They don't have to talk to you. They talk down to us. They wag their fingers at us and tell us the way they wag their fingers at us, talking about we shouldn't be expecting. But when they go and talk to Tyler Perry and friends, yeah, that's what happens.
So I get in the car and traffic is stopped and we're riding and he's talking to me. And for those of you who are old enough to remember Charlie Brown, all I heard was wah, 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 wah. I finally said, I'm sorry, Mr. President, but I haven't heard a word you've said because I'm in awe of this country. What a great country that you could become president of the United States. And he turned to me quick as a flash and he said, yes, but what a great country that you could become Tyler Perry.
So he been getting his little compliments and pats on the back and attaboys from Barack Obama. No wonder he has no problem telling the rest of us to shut up and vote.
From that moment, I went and I bought a bigger studio. I bought Fort McPherson Army Base.
Congratulations. From there, I bought a bigger studio. Okay, I'm glad to see you're doing great things for yourself.
Right now, where we hire thousands of people are coming through that doors. And I don't care what was stacked up against me. I don't care. I didn't pay attention to that. What I paid attention to was how do I help somebody? I broke through that door, laid it down on its side, and let it become a ramp so that somebody else can get higher too.
Folks, now that right there was the part that stopped me. Who is Tyler Perry helped to get higher other than Tyler Perry? We've been talking about this now for over a decade. Folks, who has Tyler Perry benefited other than Tyler Perry? Who has Tyler Perry put on other than Tyler? Who has become a breakout major star from being in a Tyler Perry film other than Tyler Perry? The only folks you can name are people who were big before they got to the movies. So you can't name a single person who's a breakout star who came from a Tyler Perry film. You can't name one A-list actor who came from a Tyler Perry film. You can name a string of them who came from Spike Lee.
Damn!
You can name a string of them from Spike Lee. You can't say the same thing about Tyler Perry. You can name a string of them from F. Gary Gray. You can't say that Tyler Perry's one of the only ones you can't say that about. These other black directors, they work with somebody, they work with folk, them folk get put on. Ice Cube, right? These other folk, you name them, folk get put on after them. Tyler Perry is the only one that you can't name anybody. Decades he been in the game, and the only person who's ever benefited is him. Now, that's not accidental. That's not accidental when he's made, a dozen or so movies and ain't nobody got put on except him in everything he's ever done. He makes sure to hold everybody else down. He's the headliner and the star of his movies, skirts included.
And deal with it, nigga.
The only headliner that Tyler Perry has ever helped is himself. The only headliner he ever made is himself. So to see him talking like he done did big things for anybody, this is just an insult to our intelligence. Oh, but it gets worse. But it gets worse because, during this little campaign trek, during this little leg of the campaign, none other than, here come Beyoncé. Now, folks, before I get to what she said, Jason is not trying to be mean. Jason is not trying to be nasty. I'm just asking two questions right now. First of all, who dressed Kelly Rowland?
Damn!
Looks like she got her outfits from Brittany Griner.
Auntie, chill.
Who dressed Kelly Rowland, y'all? That's my first thing. You can take a look at your screens. First of all, who dressed Kelly? Because I can see who the husband is in this equation. Looks like she grabbed that suit out of Brittany Griner's boutique. That's the first thing. And then I'm taking a look at Beyonce. Oh, Beyonce, no disrespect. Motherhood has not been kind to that waistline. Apparently, motherhood has not been kind to that waistline. Because she's stolen that Spanx from Kim Kardashian. And it looks like the Michelin people done snatched that waist. It's like, okay, this don't even look right. Did Beyonce get a BBL, y'all? I'm not trying to be mean and nasty, but did Beyonce get a BBL and we didn't know about it? Because take a look at that waist to hip ratio. It's like, okay, one of these things does not belong here. What is going on with this waist to hip ratio? That's not snatched, that is lynched. What is going on? So, but we got Kelly on the one side who's skewed from feminine to masculine, and we got Beyonce on the other side who went so far feminine, she's come back hitting herself. So who is doing the outfits for this thing? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Who was in charge of the outfits? Who approved these and said, don't worry, you'll be all right? Who did this? Here's a close-up of it, and I didn't even know it was Kelly at first. First of all, y'all, look at these shoulders. Damn! First of all, look at the shoulders on Kelly's suit on here. I'm not dissing nothing. I'm saying, by the way, this is a campaign stop, people. Is Kelly trying to tell us something? Brothers and sisters, is Kelly trying to tell us something? Take a look at the shoulders on that thing. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Jason, don't do it to him. I got to. Take a look at the shoulders on this. I thought it was Queen Latifah there. I thought it was Jaleel White for a minute. I didn't know the other stuff I was looking at, the videos I was looking at before the resolution was lower. I thought it was like Jaleel White, from Steve Urkel. At the distance, I'm like, who in the hell is this? I didn't know what was going on. So I'm just taking a look at them. I'm looking at Kelly's shoulders and Beyonce's hips, y'all. I'm confused. I'm looking at Kelly Rowland's shoulders and Beyonce's hips, and it's just, I'm confused. I'm not really sure which way to go with this. So all I'm saying is motherhood has not been kind to them hips. They put her in an all-black outfit and just said, okay, look, we're going to put this inner tube around your waist here, and here we go. Kelly, no offense, baby, but I'm just saying, why does she look like some little kid stole their dad's suit? It's like, for those of you who got kids, like your daughter, you come home and you see your daughter wearing your dad's suit. You walking through the doors like, oh, ain't she adorable? It's like, yeah, I'm running for president. What? Yeah, Dad, I'm going to go run for president. I need to borrow your suit right quick. I got a campaign stop. Baby, are you sure you don't want to put a dress on? So that was the first thing got my attention. Kelly Rowland's shoulders and Beyonce's waist. Those two things right there. I'm like, okay. The TikTok, Instagram political rally is in, you thought it was bad with Megan Thee Stallion. The Instagram BBL political rally is in full effect. The BBL political rally is in full effect. So I guess Beyonce's like, look, y'all ain't going to giggle at me the rest of my life. So I'm hitting 40. I'm going out swinging. So that's what happened there. So they had the campaign stop there and Beyonce is there. And I thought this was kind of interesting. Some of what Beyonce had to say. So you go through all this trouble to get her out there. And what does Queen Bey have to say?
The positivity, the community, the humanity. We are at the precipice of an incredible shift, the brink of history. I'm not here as a celebrity.
Of course you're here as a celebrity. If you were Beyonce Jenkins, do you think you'd be sitting on that stage?
Nigga, please.
I'm not here as a celebrity. If you were Beyonce Jackson, Beyonce Williams, would you be sitting on that stage if you were? What is she talking about? If you were Beyonce Robinson, would you be up there? I'm not here as a celebrity. Really?
I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother.
Okay, remember those words. I'm here as a mother because there will be a test.
I'm not here as a celebrity. I'm not here as a politician. I'm here as a mother. A mother who cares deeply about the world my children and all of our children live in. A world where we have the freedom to control our bodies.
I'm here as a mother. Got it. I'm here as a woman concerned about my children and the world they'll grow up in. Got it. I'm here concerned with we control our bodies. You mean abortion? I'm here as a mother who wants to talk about abortion. I'm here as a mother who would like to let you all know how important abortion is. These people are just weird, man. These folks is real strange. These some real odd people. These are some real screwball folk. Hello, I'm here as a mother, and I would like to talk to you about abortion. Huh? This conversation just got awkward. Yes, I'm very concerned. I'm a very concerned mother. And as a concerned mother, I think the best part of motherhood is abortion. Beyonce, I don't think you know what this word means. I don't think they told you what that means. I don't think they told her what it means. And especially, I don't know if it really even matters because hasn't Beyonce spent the better part of the last 2 decades? Oh, we gonna go there. Hasn't she spent the better part of the last 2 decades selling other women on a trashy, lesser lifestyle that she herself would never engage in a million years for all the money, power, wealth, and fame in the world? Hasn't she spent the last 2 decades telling you, all my single ladies? She ain't made a song about all my married ladies yet. All my single ladies. Me, myself, and I. I can get another you in a minute. She been holding on to the same fella, even if she has to smell other women on him. What? But we're not going to go there with it. I'm just saying. She'll sit there and tell you what y'all shouldn't tolerate. And by the way, she would never live like this. That's something she will sell to you. That's something she'll promote to you. But at the Knowles house, she wouldn't ever do this. There's not gonna be any abortions. There's not gonna be a bunch of single ladies. There's not gonna be a bunch of clubbing. Beyonce ain't seen the inside of a dance club. She's not gonna do any of that while she's sitting there in her tailor-made suits that she's wearing, preaching to you a trashy gutter lifestyle that she herself does not live and never would. She is not going to preach the virtues of abortion to Blue Ivy or any of the other daughters or sons, whatever she got now. I know she got more than one. She's not going to preach that to her daughters. Neither is Barack Hussein Obama. But they're going to hold rallies and sing to you the virtues of aborting your children. And tell you that's control of your body. Meanwhile, she's going to crank out as many of her kids as she can. Okay, so you abort yours, and she'll leave hers. How much y'all figure they paid Beyoncé for this? What? Now, technically speaking, they're not supposed to do that, so I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm figuring there's something on the back end. Maybe they ain't giving nothing on the front end, but there's something on the back end. And let me tell y'all, there's a lot to be gained on the back end. There's a lot to be gained because you see, right now as we speak, there are people out there rummaging through files, going over paperwork, subpoenaing witnesses. What? Damn! Right now, there's folk making phone calls and talking to people. There's some disgruntled former employees on your record label or your husband's record label. They saying things. Let me tell y'all something. When Jay-Z is not a government official, and yet his lawyers made one phone call to Piers Morgan and got Piers Morgan to take a whole damn program down after Piers Morgan posted it. Now, if that ain't pull, what the hell is? Ain't Piers Morgan and his company papered up enough that you also to fight all that? All they sent was a cease and desist. They didn't even send a lawsuit. They sent a cease and desist, and Piers Morgan took that Jaguar Wright interview down. So much for Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Nigga, please.
Now you can just call it Piers Morgan Muzzled. Oh yes, they got a white man to take that whole damn thing down with one letter, not even a lawsuit, just a cease and desist. Jay-Z said, yeah, you gotta take that down, player. And Piers Morgan said, yes, boss. Okay, what I'm saying though is that right now, as long as your friends are in the White House, maybe nobody goes looking any further. Maybe nobody goes digging through the crates any further. Maybe nobody goes connecting the dots and going over airline manifests and hotel receipts and connecting the dots any further. Maybe if the same administration is in the White House now, the Obama friends, maybe if all of them stay where they are, nobody looks any further. But if somebody else gets in the White House, someone who ain't booed up with Bay, if somebody else gets there, there's a possibility that they might keep looking. Somebody looking to make a career for themselves might be like, man, look here. I could be the U.S. attorney that takes down Jay-Z.
Alrighty then.
Like, man, you dealing with small potatoes. R. Kelly, Diddy. Man, if you're the U.S. attorney that takes down Jay-Z and then figure out a way to wrap Beyonce up in it, dude, you'll make Rudy Giuliani look like a public defender. You get done with that. Now, I'm not saying that Jay-Z has done anything. And I'm not saying that Jaguar Wright was telling the truth. I ain't said nothing like that. Is what I'm saying. But what I am saying is I can see a scenario whereby which a lot of folks are looking real nervous right now. A lot of folks are looking real nervous. A lot of folks are wondering how long it's going to be and how far can you go. A lot of folks are looking nervous. A lot of folks are asking, by the way, how old was them gals y'all was hanging around with when you met them? I ain't saying nothing. I'm not saying anything. I am saying that some folks out there are nervous. In the chat room, somebody said Jaguar Wright is a loon. You know what? That's what they said about everybody until folks started getting arrested.
What?
So by the way, yeah, everybody says that right up until somebody brings up the docket. Then all of a sudden, folk don't say that. They don't have to be right about everything. They just have to be right about one thing. By the way, one more little tidbit, fella. They don't have to be right about everything. They just have to be right about one thing. Just one. Whole bunch of folks don't want to hear that, but I'm like, folks, look, we've all known this, but let's go ahead and keep it real. I'm just going to go ahead and jump ahead here. There's a reason we ain't listening to you Hollywood celebrities. Because we know what the deal is with all of y'all. Y'all are all bought and paid for. The men got to wear the panties, and the females got to wear the damn combat boots.
And deal with it, nigga.
They're literally on stage doing this. It can't be any more blatant. They're literally doing this on stage right in front of you. And this is the way it's always been. There's a reason you can't really get on with the corporations. If you're going to get built, you got to get built by yourself. The corporations ain't going to let you in unless you've been to the Diddy parties, unless you've been to the Epstein Islands, unless you done been to the penthouse and got set out. They're not going to let you in. That's just the way it is. That's the way it's always been, because the corporate media and I'm talking about movies and music, corporate music and corporate movies are owned by the degenerates. The whole damn thing. All my people who live in Los Angeles, you've witnessed it your whole damn lives. It doesn't matter whether it's stage plays. Shout out Tyler Perry. My folks in New York City, any of you who work down on Broadway, that's the way it has been since the beginning on Broadway. Everybody talks about the casting couch in Hollywood. There's a damn buck-breaking casting couch on Broadway. All my people in New York City know about that. All my aspiring actors and aspiring actresses know about that. That's not new. It's been around since the very beginning. It's been around since before Dorothy Dandridge. That isn't an anomaly in the industry. That is the industry. I told y'all about that decades ago. You want to get a record deal? You walk in the place, they bringing in whores and drugs. You sitting up here trying to sign a record deal, and they bringing in 5 white blonde chicks and a whole bag of blow. We came to talk about a record deal, and the damn record people are bringing you cocaine. That's what it takes to get on. There's a reason that the Greyhound bus station in Atlanta is right across the street from Magic City. So this is when them folk tell you about their HBCUs in Atlanta and whatnot. This is what's really been going on. This is what's really been happening. Beyoncé don't want folk to dig into it too damn deep. Damn Jaguar Wright, y'all. I'm just telling you what you can observe by looking. You think Cassie is the only chick at the freak off?
Auntie, chill.
Kamala Harris was having the damn freak offs. Might still be doing it. Let's just stop the nonsense. There ain't nobody on that stage ain't been having the freak offs. Andrew Gillum. We go down the list, people. Okay, let me ask you a question here. Do you think that Jay-Z is going to marry a good girl? He's going to marry a quiet one, but it's like, wait a minute now, if you ain't full-fledged freaking, I don't know how I make a lifetime commitment. So you think Beyonce's a little innocent Catholic school girl and Jason, she would never do that? Really? Really? So you really believe that? So everybody else in the music industry are hoes and sluts. Beyonce is a clean slate, though. Everybody else is trashy. She's the one good one. Now, her sister is ratchet as hell. That's what you tell yourself. She's the bad one. Beyonce's the good one, right? So, right, that's not just an image you've been sold, because you don't even know this woman, you don't know anything about her life. But her sister is the way out one, but Beyonce is totally different. Raised in the same household by the same mom and the same dad, but she's the good one. Okay, you really believe that? You really believe? Then you listen to her damn music. She got XXX rated and raunchy after she had children, not before, after. That tells you what she thinks of motherhood, but she's Miss Polly Purebred, right? Right? If I'm telling the damn truth, give me the money bag emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button for me. It's almost 5,000 people in here live. No, it's over 5,000 people in here live right now. If I'm upsetting your damn feelings, let me go ahead and sign off. But if I'm telling the truth, give me the money bag emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button for me. It's over 5,000 people in here live. And you need to be detoxed from the corporate media propaganda that you've been suffering under the last 2 weeks. And somebody needs to tell the truth. These are not celebrities. They are bought and paid for puppets. Everybody knows what they do in the back rooms. Anybody in here who's ever tried to get a record deal knows if you a female, you ain't gonna get a record deal until you done swung them butt cheeks and let somebody grip and hit. You can't be a female getting no record deal without that. You can't be. That's why today it's just straight up hoes and strippers doing it. It's so out and out there right now that now they just get straight hoes and straight strippers to do it. Singing, having singing ability and talent is actually a liability now. They want to know what your sex game is. Then you can get a record deal. If they can't take you for a test drive around the block a few times, you can't get no contract. I don't care if it's from the oldest to Ice Spice. You can't get a record, Kamala. Leave that there with Ice Spice, baby. Do what you do. But, I mean, we all know what's going on. And then already done spilled the tea on that. Okay, that's the industry, man. That's what you got to do if you want to get on. You think Kelly Rowland ain't? So Kelly Rowland and Beyonce aren't. They're at the top of the damn game. They're at the top of the damn game and they out the game clean, really? Is that what you believe? You really believe that? So all the females who were under Jay-Z, figuratively and literally, so all of them got set out, but Beyonce is clean as a whistle. Okay. So Beyonce has never been in the room with another naked female. Ever. Period. And take a look on your screen at Kelly Rowland. If that doesn't say traditional heterosexual female, I don't know what will.
And deal with it, nigga.
Take a look at Kelly Rowland on your screens for those of you who want to dispute me. If that doesn't scream feminine, traditional heterosexual female, then I don't know what does. So obviously that says traditional heterosexual female. Obviously. Clearly it does. Y'all got to understand that the deviants, the degenerates took over decades ago, man. They're not on their way to running it. They run the yard now. Man, they run the yard now. No joke, no games, no playing. They run this thing at the highest levels. Now I can't even say little sex parties. They have big sex parties, man. And they got to get you as a young tender. Let me go a little bit deeper because you see they brought out Eminem. Okay, Eminem, former drug addict, allegedly. He said it, not me. Pink. What was Pink doing to get on? She said that. VH1 has already covered that. Jason Black is not breaking news tonight. What was Pink doing to get on? When Pink was trying to get discovered, what was she having to do before she met Kenneth Edmonds? Babyface, what was Pink doing? Y'all saw who her, quote, boyfriends were. Yeah, it was all a bunch of dudes who didn't look like they belonged with her. A bunch of black dudes didn't look like they belonged with her. Iggy Azalea. I can go down the list. Yeah, some fellas who had some studio equipment and knew how to work the damn thing. So she just sing, but you go ahead and take who are all the dudes she was with before and what was she doing with them? I'm not breaking news. Fergie, we can go down the list, y'all. I'm not breaking news. Ciara, I'm not breaking news. You want to be one of them? You're going to have to not just do what they did. You're going to have to outdo what they did. You're going to have to outdo them. So when they show up 2 decades later at a political rally, just understand these other folk got all the goods on them. They already know where you been, what you did, who you did it with. They already got the goods on you. They already have it. Why did Usher and Pink have to sit up here and take down their Twitter profiles and sanitize their Twitter timelines, people? Damn! Come on now. Could that be more? Am I making that up? What did Usher and Pink and them have to do? What did they do with their Twitter profiles, people? 1 minute they talking about Diddy and friends. Soon as the indictment comes out, let me strip this timeline down. Really? Come on, folks. Am I making that up? Okay, I see some folks here who didn't sit up here and Google nothing. Some of y'all, I'm breaking news to some of you here. I can't believe it, but okay. In the chat room, some of y'all need to tell these other folks who don't know what Usher and old girl did with their Twitter profiles right after Diddy got indicted. Diddy gets indicted, bam. The news covered it, and then they moved on. The news covered it for a day, and then they moved on. You know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like to me that somebody said, "Hey, Usher, yeah, better not make too many waves about masters in publishing. You just go ahead and stick on your tours out there and keep your little 360 deal and don't make too much noise. Because you've already admitted that you was hanging out at the freakouts and we know what was going on. So, you sure you really want to go there? Mind your manners, keep in your place. Hey, Pink, by the way, mind your manners, keep in your place. Don't make no waves." Diddy thought he was going to do that too. None of you are too big. None of you are too big to go down. None of you. Y'all, I do not begrudge Samuel L. Jackson his success. He is a legitimate icon. He is a legitimate legend. He is a legitimate luminary. We don't know this man. He may be cool as a fan. That's great. That's wonderful. He's not a friend of ours. We don't know him. He ain't been in the trenches with us. We don't know where his loyalties lie. You just know you like his movies. You don't know this man? You cannot give allegiance to somebody because you like their film. We don't know where he touches the soil. We don't know that. He hasn't been back in our play. We ain't gonna back his. He hasn't been back in our play. We don't know nothing about them. And what we know about Tyler Perry, we don't like. We don't know these people. What we do know is that they have not been standing up and speaking up for our interests. Now, we do know that hasn't been happening. And I don't need for them to sit up here and put up the black fist and the B1 t-shirt or anything like that. What I am saying is I'll be damned. They can show up for political rallies and whatnot. But beyond that, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Tired of these niggas out here showing up to deliver the black vote. They come parachuting in out of nowhere and then telling you and me what we need to do. Meanwhile, in the last decade, they ain't putting no skin in the game. We're out here by ourselves. And they think because they rich niggas that they're going to pull up in their limousine and jump out in their $5,000 outfits so that they can come and peruse among the unwashed masses and then tell us what we need to do for their political friends. Not telling their political friends what they need to do for us. That's what Samuel L. Jackson should be doing. Nigga, don't come talking to us. You get your ass over there and go talk to them. You tell Kamala this is what the soil said to do. And you shaky. Let me tell y'all something right now. Let me explain one thing to you right now. If Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and friends had come up a year ago and said to the B1 family here, listen up, y'all. We would like to want to put together a plan, concrete funding, $10 billion to start. And I'm going just real low as a token of, as a honest gesture to say that we want to reinstitute the Freedmen's Bank. What? Just that one thing right there. That would be a political earthquake that we are going to reestablish as an institution, the Freedmen's Bank, just to get just that one thing alone. If they were to announce just that one thing alone, that right there would be a game changer in American history, but you would have had to do it a year ago. You can't do it 2 weeks before the election and I take you seriously. So while she's been fumbling and falling around all over herself, if you had said that a year ago and then we show up, and I ain't talking about bringing no damn Coleman Cruz, you come and talk to the soil, now we got something to talk about. Now we have something to discuss and we got something to talk about. Now we do. Just that one statement alone, not 50,000, not 60,000, just that one thing alone would show that you're listening and you're giving us something we can actually discuss. Not no damn smoke and mirrors. You're bringing us something we can actually discuss. Something we can actually have a talk about. Now that we could discuss. That we can start there. After all, that's the kind of thing here that I want folks to understand, that folks get real stupid and get real dumb when other folks there show up, but when we come around, they real stupid. When we come around, they real stupid. When we come around, they real dumb. When other folks show up, then they get smart. Case in point, in California, I want to tell you about the dangers and the evils of your celebrities and other folks out there who think that they're going to fly below the radar. There's a reason why I want to make sure we keep them firmly in our sights, because other folks out there are not going to be honest about it. And one guy in particular, Gavin Newsom, there's a reason why I'm bringing this up, and this dovetails off of your so-called celebrities and whatnot out there. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. Gavin Newsom. Let me go ahead and capture that right quick before it messes up on us. For those of you who may not have heard, hopefully this goes without a hitch. New York Times reporting with other news outlets there, he's proposing $750 million in annual film tax credits.
Damn!
Listen to me. $750 million annually. He's proposing billions of dollars. Billions for a motion picture film industry that is already very mature. Billions of dollars. Right after he just told us what the state of California couldn't afford, remember? Bringing you the news and analysis and insights you'll receive absolutely nowhere else. After telling us what they can't afford and what they can't do. Now letting you know that they're going to break open the bank. Right now, if I can show this to you all without a bunch of garbage jumping up on the damn screen, because I want to show you what they said here. As you can see on here, what they said. Right now, it says California's existing program is capped at $330 million annually. They want to increase that and double it to $750 million annually. You're talking about billions of dollars. Billions. Set to go into effect, oh, I'll be damned, next year. No study. Hey, folks, no study, no commission. Why, we needed a reparations commission and a study, another mission and a study, and then we needed a vote. Well, none required here. Why, they got straight to the business. But remember, you don't have $100 million. They don't have $100 million for our reparations or the Freedmen's Bank. Well, that's off the table altogether. But for all the Hollywood degenerates, and Gavin Newsom is one, but for them, all of a sudden, there is no limit. It's a blank check. I mean, he's letting you know, big kiss his pasty white ass. Now, you all ask yourselves a question. Do you think Samuel L. Jackson has a problem with that? Do you think Samuel L. Jackson is upset about that? Do you think Samuel L. Jackson is offended by that? Do you think Tyler Perry is offended by that? Do you think that any of these Hollywood celebrities, including Beyoncé, who's made some movies, do you think she's offended or has a problem with that? Don't you understand? So they stiff-armed us for our reparations, but they're making sure that the movie studios that pay these black actors, making sure they're getting taxpayer money going to white corporations. Or Tyler Perry, if he shows up. This is taxpayer money. People, listen, you thought it started with, I've been telling you all here forever, with folks talking about we need to stop looking for a damn handout, and none of these bastards sitting up here trying to stiff arm us on our reparations talking about no handout, none of them are giving hell to these NFL teams that get billions in taxpayer money. As I explained to you all a couple weeks ago, these automotive plants that get billions of dollars in taxpayer money. These Hollywood studios that get billions of dollars in taxpayer money, and that's $750 million from California. What about Georgia? What about New York? What about all the other states that give out those tax credits? They're getting billions already, and California has just cranked it up to a whole new level. Nobody says anything to all these white corporations, Elon Musk, and all these other folk who get taxpayer money to the tune of trillions of dollars. When you aggregate it, ain't nobody complaining about them. They'll huff about Elon Musk for half a minute, and then they go back to smiling. While they just told you and me what we don't deserve and what we shouldn't get and we shouldn't be asking for. And these white corporations have always been shoveling it in by the dump truck full. And if I didn't sit here and remind you, it would be the front of your mind. By the way, that's what's really going on. While Samuel L. Jackson is telling you to vote for this and vote for that, by the way, has anybody checked Gavin Newsom and said, hey, by the way, man, you're insulting us now. Now you're adding insult to injury. You told us what you couldn't afford and then said, hey, let's double the film tax credit. You sure that could have been, that $300 million increase should have gone to the Freedmen's Bank. But you see, if you do that, then you're going to be giving money to folks who are not gate kept. See, Samuel L. Jackson and them belong to the gatekeepers. A Freedmen's Bank would allow us to build our own gates. So you see, it is imperative that you not allow that to occur. Because see, understand, we ain't going to make our priority having the damn freak off. They just indicted, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. And I mean, this fella, little old weird looking dude, man, he makes Diddy's freak offs look like damn me Tonka toys. I mean, when you read his indictment, he was just like, bring me the men's, bring me all the men's. Hey, it's me and 4 other dudes. It was just straight to, look, I don't give a damn how you look in these briefs. What can you do on this couch with me and my, when you get done with one fella, you got to go. If that was the audition for Abercrombie and Fitch for the men, they wasn't interested in the females at all. That's the killing part. They didn't want nothing to do. That's why ain't no females going to come out and say nothing. They had no interest in the girls whatsoever. They just told the girls, yeah, just wear this, whatever. We're an open marketplace. We don't harass females. No, we too busy harassing the fellas. Oh, y'all, I mean, this fella here was like, he had to have frequent flyer miles. When you finished the freak off with one of them, he put you on a plane to go do the next freak out with another group. So you had to do that like 4 or 5 times. That was the audition. They didn't have a casting couch. They had a casting bench. Okay, but my point is, how many models have been through Abercrombie and Fitch? How many have been through there? And that's just the ones we talking about. What's happening over at Calvin Klein? What's happening over at Ralph Lauren? What's happening over at H&M? People, this goes way deeper. What's happening over there? See, we're not going to be doing none of that. We're not interested in none of that. We trying to stack the dollars and build an economy. These other folks got their economy. Now they're just becoming hedonistic degenerates. We're not going to be doing none of that. And the other thing is, when you can finance your own, they can't pressure you into doing nothing like that either. When you've got your own resources, can't nobody pressure you into doing that. If you do it, that's just because that's what you wanted to do. But when you got your own resources, they can't sit up here and pressure you and coerce you into doing that and hold that over your head. They can't do that. That's the difference. So in California, they're taking your black tax dollars and giving it to the white corporations by the billions while telling you they can't do anything for you. And your black celebrities are not calling that out. I just want you to understand that. Yeah, ain't no RICO for none of them neither. Black folk, you hold this RICO charge. For them folk over there, can't really do nothing. Did he get a RICO, Abercrombie and Fitch? It was just him. It was just him and all the fellas with him. Ain't that the RICO? Diddy was a one-man RICO charge. Everybody else, no. So these celebrities think that they're out of touch, man. These celebrities are out of touch. They've been listening to all the wrong damn people. And so they've parachuted in at the 11th hour and think that they're going to come down from Mount Sinai on high and come give their proclamation to the plebes and the peasants out here and the field Negroes, and that we're going to all be such fanboys and fangirls and be so awestruck that we're going to vote and not demand an agenda. You don't have to hold no crazy ass political rallies when you just come up with the agenda. If you did that, you could save the money on the damn rallies. We'd already be on code. That'd be the end of that. you have to sit up here and struggle like you are because you're not. You're not. And Kamala Harris is real worried right now. She is very worried right now because poll after poll is showing that Trump is passing her. Many of the polls, including from people like Nate Silver and some of the major outlets that usually get these things right, they're all like, man, Trump is a 2-to-1 odds favorite now to win. What did I tell you all a month ago? I said this election is Trump's to lose because Kamala Harris is eventually going to have to start talking. And when she starts talking, remember, 3 months ago, she was the most unpopular politician in America. If she starts talking again, people are going to remember why they didn't like her. Guess what? She spent the last month talking and her numbers have nosedived. Yeah, she's reminded people why they didn't like her in the first place. She started talking and the numbers dropped off a cliff. Make matters even worse, because they were out there doing their thing. Old Obama was out there. Just want you to hear this for a moment because he was out there. You want to talk about a contrast. Listen to what a contrast sounds like. This is Barack Obama talking at this very same political rally. This is him talking. Listen to what he said.
And then disruptions from the pandemic caused price hikes that put a strain on family budgets. And people feel like no matter how hard they work, sometimes it feels like they're just treading water. So I get why people are looking to shake things up. What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you, because there is absolutely no evidence that this man thinks about anybody but himself.
That's Barack Obama talking. He going back to the pandemic. That's him speaking. Let me let you listen to a little bit more. There's a reason now. Pay attention. There's a reason.
I've said it before. Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down that golden escalator 9 years ago. And when he's not complaining, when he's not sending out crazy tweets, he's trying to sell you stuff. He's trying to sell you gold sneakers, trying to sell you a $100,000 watch, trying to sell you a Trump Bible, wants to sell you the Word of God, Donald Trump edition.
That's Barack Obama. Now that is a coherent, charismatic, articulate, cogent, well-versed public speaker. That was him. There's only one problem. He's not running for president this time. His job was to butter up the audience. His job was to butter up the audience for this person.
Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President. And we have some extraordinary leaders with us tonight. And I thank everybody who's here for taking time out of your busy lives to spend this evening together. I want to thank Georgia's congressional delegation, all the local and community leaders who are here with us. Let's please give it up for Samuel L. Jackson, Spike Lee, Tyler Perry, and the great American poet Bruce Springsteen. So Atlanta, before I was Vice President of the United States, before I was a United States Senator, and before that a two-term Attorney General for the state of California, and before that a district attorney and a courtroom prosecutor, and in those roles I took on perpetrators of all kinds.
Remind us that you are the top cop in California again. By the way, y'all, Are you all stoked yet? Are you excited yet, by the way?
Predators, fraudsters, and repeat offenders. I took them on and I won. Well, Georgia, in 12 days, it's Donald Trump's turn.
Yeah, you never heard a speech that made you want to say, bring back the other guy. The fellow who was speaking just before you, ma'am, yeah, can y'all put him back on? Yes, things are difficult out there. Things are difficult out there, and they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be, but you see, when you try to bring more smoke and mirrors, eventually you're going to run out of competent operatives. They don't have a competent operative anymore to bring us, to sell us the garbage. You don't have that anymore. Now you've just got her. Now you've just got her, and you can go ahead and bring out Beyoncé. You can go ahead and bring out Destiny's Child. You can go ahead and bring out Samuel L. Jackson. I don't give a damn if you bring out Marvin Gaye and Tupac. You can bring out whoever you want to here. It's a new day, and we're asking different questions. We are asking, what is the agenda? That's the problem. We're not looking to be anybody's fanboys or groupies. We're saying, what's the agenda? I don't care if they make the next political rally with Michael Jackson and Prince singing a duet. What? We're not looking to be entertained. They didn't get the memo. We're not looking to be entertained. We're not looking for concert tickets. Y'all are sitting here holding a political rally trying to compete with Taylor Swift. And that's not what we're on. We are insulted and offended by that. And it's not because we love Donald Trump. Please understand, Kamala Harris's opposition is not Donald Trump. Barack Obama has been talking about this now for weeks. He's been saying what the real issue is. He understands the problem isn't Kamala Harris running against Donald Trump. The problem is Kamala Harris is running against the couch. Kamala Harris is running against the love seat. Kamala Harris is running against the television, against mowing the lawn, against clipping your toenails, against hanging out at the park with your kids. That's who she's running against. She's not running against Trump. She's running against people saying, not the people who say never Trump, but the people who say neither one of you. That's who she's running against. And right now she's losing. And if you want to know what's going to happen, basically at the rate she's going right now, she has become Joe Biden all over again. As the closer you get to the election day, the more people want to go with something that they're certain of. It's like the stock market. When people start losing money in the stock market, if they pull their money out, if they put it back in the market, they're not going to put it back on something risky. Once they get burned, they're going to put their money on something known, something they consider safe, something that's a known quantity. Trump is a known quantity. If people bolt away from Kamala Harris, they're going to go to something that's more something familiar. And Trump is, the closer they get to election day, it's time to pull the trigger. They're going for familiar. They're going for something that they know. They're like, well, at least it won't get any worse. That's what she's up against. She's up against the people going for familiar. And understand something, Trump is familiar, so is staying at home.
And deal with it, nigga.
So is staying at home. Trump is familiar, and so is the couch. Trump is familiar, and so is staying at home. That's familiar too. So they've tried out every damn thing they can. They're trying to scare every damn body with no regard for the fact that, by the way, we've been talking to you people now for 30 damn years, and you've been acting like you ain't heard us. We've been yelling this for 30 years, and you've been acting like we ain't been in the room. So I wanted to remind you all, I've been beating this like a drum. I've been saying this now since 2020. When there were folks who were doubting me then, I'm telling you all right now, this will be the single biggest political earthquake in modern American history. And I promise you, I'm so glad that when Joe Biden dropped out of the election, that Kamala Harris's numbers spiked and she was way ahead of Trump in the polls. So you cannot say that people didn't give her a chance. If she loses, you can't say they didn't give her a chance. She was ahead in the polls. She was right where she needed to be. It was all love and joy. She was the media's favorite candidate. So you can't say she didn't have all the advantages. And you all remember what I said, boy, if she holds this momentum, which I didn't think she would, and sure enough, she didn't. But I told y'all then, I said, but when she starts talking, she's going to fall down. Okay, well, that happened. But I said, but if she were able to hold the momentum, I said, the only thing I don't like is that people are going to say that if she wins, that they don't have to do anything for the black vote. That's going to be the takeaway. But if she loses, oh, folks, they going to be pointing fingers. And I'm telling all of y'all, the nation is going to point its fingers at us. We are their favorite scapegoat, their favorite whipping dog. And when Kamala loses, they're going to come looking at us. They're going to tell us that we didn't do enough. They're going to tell us that we didn't show up enough. They ain't going to worry about the white women. They're going to let them off the hook. The white women, the white men, the Asian women, the Asian men, the Latino women, the Latino men. Ain't worried about it. Why you niggas ain't do what you supposed to do? We are going to be the topic of conversation. We are going to be the obsession of conversation. They are going to go in on us, and they're going to take a renewed interest in what we say over here. Poor little old Roland Martin is going to go back into obscurity even worse than he already is. We are going to be back on the front burner with a bunch of people angry and upset and trying to figure out how to get us back in line, because now they have to take us seriously. That, yeah, we really will sit here and let you crash and burn. As a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and help it along. The one thing you'd never imagine would happen, I'm just letting you all know right now, that is what is going to occur. The headlines, the cable television shows, they are going to immediately start counting up the black vote. They are going to immediately start talking about black men. They're going to immediately start talking about black women. They're going to immediately talk about all you protest vote people and you stay at home people and your stupid damn reparations and your stupid damn, you let Trump back in the White House. How you going to get your reparations with Trump in the White House? We wasn't going to get it with Kamala in the White House either. Yeah, but Trump is real bad. And she's just as bad. What did we lose? We ain't lost nothing. You ain't gonna get nothing with Trump. We ain't gonna get nothing with Kamala Harris either, nigga. Try your scaring tactics on somebody dumber. We ain't gonna get nothing for either one of them, so there's no reason to support either one of them. You're not gonna tell us that Trump is bad. Kamala's just as bad. She has done absolutely nothing to distinguish herself, and she hasn't said anything that we believe. She hasn't even offered anything. So the scare tactics ain't gonna work. Oh, it's gonna be a bunch of fruit booty folk out there. The fellas who shave their legs and oil themselves down and whatnot on Twitter. Oh, they're gonna be snapping their fingers and swinging their hips and jerking their necks. All of you cisgender males. You cisgender males, I'm so sick of y'all. Septum ring, bull ring nose Twitter is going to be out there. I'm so sick of these cis black men and misogynoir and patriarchy. You all would rather let Donald Trump win. Some 400-pound chick with a septum ring looking like Ferdinand the Bull. Damn! Is going to be sitting up there with her 3 chins talking about, it's my body. I control my body. Half of you can't control your damn appetite. Talking about it's my body. You can't control your caloric intake. I I have a right to an abortion. Ma'am, you don't just have a right. I think you need to be obligated to an abortion. We need to pass legislation just for you. Yeah. The size 22 female over here with the septum ring and the purple afro. Yeah. We need a bill that says everybody else in here, she's required to have an abortion. Yeah, she doesn't just have a right, she has a requirement to have an abortion. Yeah, no procreating for you. She been to McDonald's so damn much the Golden Arch is upside down. It's McWonald's. Damn! She walks in the Golden Corral, a cold chill runs down the spine of the cooking staff in the back. She comes rumbling through the door like, oh, Lord. The undocumented guest workers in the back start turning off the lights over the buffet. They come running out the back real quick and start turning off the lights. Can we pick up the pans up out of here? Oh, turn off the lights, pick up the pans. Leave the salad bar open. Leave that open for her. Leave the salad bar open. Do that. But pick up all these boneless wings and the shrimp and the fried rice. You pick all this up. We ain't gonna stay in business, but leave the salad over here. She can have that. All the salad she want. So, folks, people are worried. People are worried. People are scared. Folks are watching their political futures go down the drain here. They're watching as the old sawbone doesn't work anymore. With the civil rights generation, the shaming tactics from celebrities, oh, that held water. Today, we host slapping these celebrities. Who the hell you think you are to come up to us trying to bark out orders and try to bark on people? That's not working. See, these other folk, the civil rights generation and the baby boomer generation, they were all fanboys and fangirls. They wanted to hang out with celebrities. We got more proximity to them, so we don't idolize celebrities. You see them all the time. You see how goofy they are. We don't idolize celebrities. We know most of them as degenerates. We don't idolize them. That's the difference. So you see them trying to sit up here and get us to cheer and clap and, oh, I need Samuel L. Jackson's approval. The hell I do. He needs mine. Samuel L. Jackson ain't never bought a ticket from me. Samuel L. Jackson has never passed $1 my way. What the hell am I looking for from him? So until that happens, I'm good. I'm good on that. But the shaming tactics and the intimidation and getting in our faces, that's dead and gone. Now we're just going to find out how dead it is. But mark my words, beyond anything else that could occur, Kamala Harris losing this election, immediately they are all going to do a postmortem. Joy Reid and the rest of them, once they finish bawling and crying and boo-hooing, they're immediately going to be coming for black men. They're immediately going to be coming for black folk. They are going to question us. They are going to question us. They are going to be demanding answers of us. They're going to be interrogating us. Please understand that. They're going to be interrogating us. And I'm ready for it. Let me tell y'all right now, licking my chops, I'm ready for it. That's right, we want all the damn smoke like the turkey leg hut.
And deal with it, nigga.
We want all the smoke. Bring it on. We want the black smoke, the blue smoke, the gray smoke, the liquid smoke. Bring it all on. We're ready and we're waiting on you. You didn't want to hear our words before, now you hear our silence. So I'm very happy to see that. Very happy to see that. I'm not afraid of a damn thing. If we cannot all be equally comfortable, damn it, we all gonna be equally uncomfortable. That works fine for me. That works fine for me. Tired of y'all pretending and you Hollywood celebrities pretending you having it rough. No, let's get everybody rough down here. Let's just make it rough on every damn body. Since you think that we're the only ones who's supposed to accept excuses. No, let's turn the heat up on everybody. Let's just do that. That works out just fine for me. Not worried about that at all. I want to thank everyone who has contributed to support tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Thank you very much here to Andrea, Nancy, everybody else here. I got a bunch of folk there in the Super Chat. Thank you very much for your support. We appreciate that. Y'all been giving out memberships to Jimmy Knuckles. Soapbox TV. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Y'all been giving out memberships here as well. We are back here tonight. We are in rare form. Black Panther Podcast. Thank you. We are doing our thing here. And what I want to do, I want to open up the Zoom here so we can take some calls from you all. I want to find out, y'all, are we looking to the celebrities for anything? They brought out the celebrities at the last minute, so they're letting you know they think that that's what we've been looking for. They think that we've been waiting for the celebrities to show them. Y'all, they brought out Beyonce. Oh, you done brought out the big guns. Folks, they brought out Beyonce. Do you realize how serious that is? You have to be a sheikh in Dubai somewhere to get Beyonce to show up for a personal appearance. But folks, they done brought out I'm not underestimating that. They brought out the big guns. When you got Beyonce showing up, oh, they are not playing. They done brought out the big guns. They playing no games. They like, look, all hands on deck. We doing it big. So I take that very seriously when I see that. I know what I'm looking at. So they think that that's what we've been waiting on, that that's the Hail Mary, that's the October surprise, that what will get us at the last minute to get off the couch for y'all. They throwing everything at the wall, including Eminem. They even want your Zaddy worshipers to get up. They're throwing everything at the wall. Will it work? We're going to open up the Zoom for all of you here to find out. Find out what you have to think about it. This is the Black Channel.
Is your child struggling in school? Wish there was a way to get them the extra help they need? Mr. B, the teacher, is available for online tutoring on both tutor.com and varsitytutors.com platforms. He can help your child in a variety of subjects and is passionate about making learning fun and effective. And for even more learning tips, check out his book, Guidelines for the Successful Student, now available on Amazon.com. For more information or to reach him directly, go to MrBTheTeacher.com today.
Order yours today to experience all the benefits of Ash Kickin' Body Butter. With skin so smooth and soft, you'll thank us for it. Shop Ash Kickin' online. That's ASHKICKIN.com.
Hi, this is Brenda Starr, creator of Poetry with a Purpose and author of the book Pressed But Not Crushed. Pressed But Not Crushed is an anthology of political poems that address current and historical issues in American descendants of slave population and African American population. The book describes slaveries and its residuals, Jim Crow segregation, social depredation, and other relevant issues to American descendants of slaves and African Americans, including the current political climate that does not address our issues.
This is the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. Very glad to be with you all here this evening. And we put the link for the Zoom up here in the chat room. So you are welcome to go ahead and hit me up over there if you want to there. We're not going to put you up on the big screen, but I do just require that you make sure you have your camera and your microphone turned on just so we don't have any trolling issues. The only person who can see you is me. just to make sure we don't have any trolling issues. So that is available to you here. We're asking here tonight, by the way, the black celebrities, the Democrats are dragging out the big guns, y'all. Samuel L. Jackson, for all you old niggas sitting around listening to your blues records. Spike Lee, if you remember School Days. Tyler Perry, if you're a man who wants to go shop at the pink store. What? And Beyonce, for all you single ladies who took her advice and not her example. I mean, they done pulled out all the damn big guns at the last minute. So that tells you they think that this is going to move us. That this is what we've been waiting on and that we can't resist. Oh, man. I want to find out from you all if that's true. Let's go ahead and find that out. All right, let me go ahead and get over here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Liv here. All right, Liv, you're live on Zoom. What's on your mind, sister? Why is she making kissy faces? Okay, what's she say? She feeling herself.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you and I can see you.
Hey, I just wanted to say yes. I think you're totally right about them trying to pander to us as a Black community. They're bringing out all the stops, basically, but they just don't know that's not going to work. We're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe no more, like we did with Obama. So they're going to have to come with something better than that to get our vote, or we just not giving nothing. They're not offering us anything. They still, to this day, have not offered us anything. So
How old? Let me find out here. How old are you?
I am 44.
Okay, well, you are right there in that demographic that they think would be sewn up here. So you mean Beyonce is not doing it for you?
Dude, I am not impressed by Beyonce. There's nothing like, I'm not impressed by her. So, yeah, she's going to have to come better than Beyonce. And I know she's counting on the Beehive. Oh, if you say anything against Kamala, then, the Beehive will attack you. But I don't give a damn about the Beehive. Like, at the end of the day, we need something for us. So why don't you go get her to get some of her Punjabi or Hindu friends to support her?
That shirt says 90s R&B raised me.
Oh, yeah. I'm just doing my nails right now. But anyways, I just had to log on and sorry. I'm looking a mess. But yeah. But either way, that's what I have to say.
Did you just let your hair down? Okay.
I did.
Y'all, she is shooting her shot heavy. She really is. So...
yeah, but I just wanted to say that because at the end of the day, if they're not talking about us, B1, then I don't have anything. There's nothing. There's nothing. We are it. We're it. So that's what I had to say, Jason.
Glad to hear that. Thank you very much for giving us a call. Yeah, y'all, she was shooting her shot heavy. She got on the thing making kissy faces, and then she let her hair down right before she got off the phone. She took her hair out. So I'm like, oh, I ain't mad at you. If you want to get on, let it be known. All right, let me see. Zoom user. I got somebody named Zoom user here on Zoom. All right, there we go there. All right, Zoom user, you look like you got your guitar over there.
Yeah, I do, Jason. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. You getting ready to do your demo tape or is...
No, I didn't know how many people were in line.
Okay, so you were working on tuning your guitar while you were waiting? Okay.
Well, here's the thing I want to say really quick, Jason, because what I realized is that I've turned on the Zoom and then I couldn't hear you. And so I went back to YouTube and the Zoom was still on.
Well, we can hear you, brother. Let me find out what your name is.
My name is Rock Love.
All right, Rock Love, what's on your mind?
Okay, so I'm going to address the subject at hand first. Yeah, I was actually going to be playing my guitar because I thought I was going to be waiting in line, but I am a musician amongst other entrepreneurial, take-ons, vegan chef, and for the last 6 years, I've actually been doing Uber, Lyft, and any type of those platforms. I'll get to that in a second. I won't be long-winded. But to address your topic, Jason, first of all, I've hardly ever missed the broadcast of you. I've learned so much, and I'm sure the family has too. Just to give you a background, you
gave us the background, brother. But let me find out here. What did you want to say about tonight's question?
Okay. Well, yeah, it's not an effect. As a matter of fact, it's an insult on several different levels. Okay, it's an insult because these are millionaires and billionaires. And even if you're a good thousandaire, 100,000-aire, you're still not, you're feeling the pain right now. So it's, to me, it really backfires hard on the average person. I mean, I've listened to your business broadcast and how, and got game on how you've told young men. I consider myself young. I'm 40. I'll be 45 in January. I still consider myself young, and I still am going to implement the game that you taught us. But with this administration, it's hard, and it's going to get harder to execute the game that you taught us.
Well,
Okay,
I mean, the thing is, what we don't have right now is for celebrities who haven't been seen in a decade. They're not fellow travelers. They ain't walking arm in arm with us. If you want to opt out and just live in your gated community and just do your thing and hang out at your Hollywood parties and stuff, you know what? Do you. Go ahead and do that. But don't think you're going to come parachuting in an election year and we're going to be a receptive audience. No, get back over there at your gated community where you've been for the last 3 years. Whatever you were doing, stick with that, because we've been over here doing this for the last 13, 15 years. So I'm good on them doing that. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me get Chris here. I got Christopher here on Zoom. I'm going to try to get Christopher here on Zoom. He might have his Zimbabwe broadband going. So let me give you another half a minute here, Chris. I'm waiting to see folks, they were on the phone and stuff, then they get up and start walking around. Christopher, let me go ahead and here. I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get that going. All right, Christopher, you're on. What's on your mind?
Evening, Jay. I wasn't too much concerned about the entertainers. I was worried about, I consider myself an African intellectual. I was worried about Michelle Obama. They had her at one of these rallies this week. And, I have a weakness for Michelle, strong Black woman, intellectual, knows how to speak. But when she got up there spewing the same talking points, y'all got to protect our bodies, and Black men waving their finger at Black men, I was disappointed in her strongly on that. So that piece, I was really kind of concerned, because I thought a lot of brothers was going to buckle under her also. But we stood on ground even in her face. That was this week. And then with the migration bit, the immigration piece, 2 years ago, when it first really started kicking off, when it was the immigration migration, and then it became a crisis, we were already talking about the great replacement theory. And we were already telling them that the Democrats are doing all they can to get these Mexicans and foreigners over here. But history has shown that when they get over here, they switch to Republican. And the stats are showing that for 43% of the Spanish population over here disapprove of Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I mean, I've told you all this now going on 2 decades. The dirty little secret about illegal aliens is they're only Democratic till they get across the border. Once they get their money straight, they turn to Ted Cruz. As soon as they get their money straight, they turn to Marco Rubio. As soon as they get their money right, they start talking about them. They start talking like those Latino councilmen out there in L.A. They start talking like them as soon as they get their feet under them. So as long as they're struggling, they talk like this. The second they get their feet straight, they all start becoming Republicans. And they'll be the biggest build the wall people. Now, there's the thing about it right there is that once they get their money right, they're the first ones to want to build the wall. First ones to do that. So it's a big con game. Now, to the other thing you were talking about there, about Michelle Obama. Yeah. In retrospect, there's some brutal realities that we have to accept. And I've talked about this before, but I want to take this as a moment to remind you all. Michelle Obama was a product sold to us. Please understand. Do not believe Jason Black. Jason could be lying to you. Go to PBS Frontline. Go take a look at the candidates 2008. When Barack Obama was running against John McCain, they did an expose on both of them. They talked to Tom Daschle, who was majority leader at the time. They talked to him, and he said he chose Barack Obama because they did not. He said, we saw what the Republicans did to John Kerry in 2004 by swift boating him. His long record in politics was used against him. He said, I chose Barack Obama because he didn't have a long track record. So they wouldn't be able to swift boat him. He was eloquent, he was articulate, and he didn't have a long political track record. He wasn't very well known, so they wouldn't be able to smear him the way they did John Kerry. He just had to be very good at what he was doing, and Barack Obama was very good at what he was doing. Yeah. Tom Daschle said this. He said, I chose Barack Obama. So I'm like, okay, he was proud to say that, yeah, I built this. This was my choice because I knew they weren't going to be able to touch him, and they weren't. Okay, but you understand, Barack Obama was not a free loan agent. He was part of a package. And Michelle Obama was the other essential element in the package. A dark-skinned... What? I turn it up for y'all to blow your ears out. A dark-skinned black female who wasn't corny, didn't have any zaddy fingerprints on her. Right. She was the one we could fully identify with.
Yeah, I love
she didn't strike us as the Candace Owens, Stacey Dash chick in private school. She didn't strike us as that. And they knew this. They knew this. She wasn't no oddball about it. She knew how to talk to us. They knew that us talking to her, this little nigga over here, she married. We ain't sure about him, but she's solid. Yeah, and but understand why she knew that. She's a lawyer. So she's been trained to do that. So she's been trained to present herself. She's had decades of practice to present herself properly. She knew what we were looking for. She knew what we'd be on guard against. And she knew how to get us to drop our defenses. Yeah. We have to accept we don't know that woman.
True.
We don't know her. And we have to accept now that she was part of a presented package. And our job is to understand that and accept that so that we don't get sold on any more packages and window dressing and ornamentation again. From here on in, it's like, yeah, you got to be solid and we bring you the agenda. You ain't bringing us nothing. I'll let you have the last word.
Yeah, because I love me some Michelle, and I thought we was gonna be in trouble when they said.
Well, you love what you thought Michelle was, which is an image. I mean, you love what you think it was.
Amen. And would you say that was PBS Frontline?
Yeah, PBS Frontline 2008, the candidates. And they had one that they did an expose on Barack Obama and John McCain, both of the candidates. And you all, I've been talking about that one now for decades. You can go watch that one there. Tom Daschle literally sits there and says it. And that was not the only interview that he said it in. So Barack Obama was selected by the party as their prime candidate, specifically to be immune to what they did to John Kerry. And it worked. So plus they wanted to edge Hillary Clinton and the Clintons out of the control of the party. They killed two birds with one stone, and it worked. Thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Let me get, all right, I think I got Alan here. All right, I got Alan on the line here. Alan?
Yeah, what's going on, Jason?
I think I caught you in the middle of making cornflakes. What's on your mind, Alan?
No, bro, what's on my mind? You're absolutely right. Barack, Michelle, all them chumps, they out there trying to cape for this bro. She don't have no agenda for us. She tried to sell us weed, give us weed and $1 million and forgettable loans. Bitch, we don't need that. We need that bread. Don't do that. And then in the contract, she said, oh, not only for you, it's for also other people. You need to go jump in the lake and swallow the snake, you dumb bitch. That's all I have to say.
All right, y'all, he's standing on business. Let me go ahead and see if I can get John on the line here. Let me see if I can get John on the line. All right, we got John on the line here. He's a Jets fan. What's on your mind, John?
How you doing, my brother?
All right, brother, what's on your mind?
All right, so first and foremost, I'm so pissed off because I didn't know you was in New York, man. I wanted to come to your live screening.
Caught you slipping.
You know what I mean? But you know,
what are the realistic chances that Jason could actually walk out in front of everybody? What are the chances that could occur? They found out pretty damn good, actually.
Man, that was very interesting. I saw that. You know, I was out of the country these past few weeks, so it's like, you know, Man, I missed that. Man. Next one you do, I'm gonna be there. I didn't know you do them live screenings like that, so I just want to start with that real quick. But I will be for the next one. I'm gonna watch the 8 a.m. Listen, I saw your so I could be catching up to your broadcast because I can't see it every week when, like I said, I was out. But I seen that you had Jill Stein on the broadcast. So, and I remember calling you one time and I asked you, like, who would you advocate for? And this is the only somebody that's significant, in government, I guess, or whatever, that's running for president that actually chimed into your broadcast. And I thought that was a beautiful thing, even though she was kind of, some of her points was off key because she wasn't aware of what you was going to ask her. But what would you think, man? I mean, between her, Trump, I'm definitely not going Kamala. I don't think any black person should go for Kamala whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So what would you say about that, man? I mean, what do you think I should do?
Well, first of all, I give Jill credit for coming and talking to us. That's all very nice and very gracious. But like I say, I treat him like anybody else. She's there to make her case for herself. She's there to make her point for herself and to do that. Me personally here, like I say, she supports the idea of reparations, but I just don't think she supports our version of it.
Right.
In which case I'm like, okay, we'll take that off the table. What else do you have? So that was my takeaway from it. Now, you all know this. I haven't actually said very much about it since I did the interview with her. I'm not here to tell you all who to be for or otherwise. I'm just like, okay, if you're for anybody, just make sure you know why you're for them. That's a very, very important thing. Yeah. But like I say, other than that, it's just she's got a lot of stuff out there that I'm not so sure that jives with what we're talking about. So
well,
with that being the case, I think it's going to be a hard sell.
So before Trump left, right? I remember you broke down. I remember the broadcast, award-winning Pulitzer Prize, Black Pulitzer Prize award-winning broadcast you did about the Platinum Plan. Do you think Trump might, if he does win, which I think he will, might want to hash that situation?
Probably not. I don't see Donald Trump doing anything differently than he did before. What he has expressed and demonstrated a willingness to do is basic presidential duties. Okay, I'll release this person over here from prison. That's basically the hustle he's using. What they're trying to do is find individuals that they can do individual things for. Right. And then go hold these people up and bandy them in front of us and say, oh, look, I did something for all of you by letting this person out or that person out. So that's really the strategy and angle that he's using. I don't really see him doing anything beyond that. I think that's the angle that he's using. That's the one he feels comfortable with because it's something that he can do autocratically. The thing about releasing folk and commuting sentences is you can pick and choose those. You can cherry pick them. That's not something you have to do for the masses. It's something symbolic that you hope the masses personally, emotionally adopt. But you just cherry pick them. You grab one Negro over here and one Negro over there. And that's what we've been dealing with. This cherry picking thing where they do one thing for one person. Meanwhile, for everybody else, they do something for all of them. They do something that helps all of them. So if Trump is reelected, that's what he's going to do. The only thing I would see him doing is doubling down on that. Because here's the issue. He would be less inclined to think he has to do anything for us than anybody. Yeah. And take a look at who his little henchman in the wings, JD. So like I say, in his case, no, he would feel less obligated, quite frankly, because he hasn't run on any type of black platform whatsoever. So that's reality to it. So the real thing is you have an honest white supremacist versus a chick who thinks she's going to pull one over on us. And I'm cool on either one of them because my thing is, hey, you Democrats, you always living easy until we stop letting you pull the trick bag. So maybe this will get your attention. Or Donald Trump, by the way, you too far over. Brother, we win no matter what happens. If Kamala loses, we win. And if Trump loses, we still win. That sent a message to everybody that y'all are going to have to try harder to get our support. That's gonna send a clear message to everyone. You better start trying a little bit harder, because we'll let either one of you go down. Period.
True. Well, next time you come out here, man, stay in Brooklyn, man. Don't be in Manhattan, all right? You know what I mean? Go to the Marriott downtown Brooklyn. You'd be better off, man.
I'll see if I can get a spot next to the Tower of Sauron over there in Brooklyn, with that Brooklyn Tower. I'll see if I can get me a spot over there next to that one. Thank you very much for giving us a call here. I might give me a spot next to the Tower of Sauron over there in Brooklyn. What a menacing structure that is. I guess they figured Manhattan was too inviting. Let's see if we can build Mount Doom over here in Brooklyn. All right, I got Teresa on Zoom. Teresa, let me give you 5 seconds to turn your camera on for me here, Teresa, just so we can make sure we don't have any trolling issues. I can give you 5 seconds. There you go, Teresa. All right. Well, she looked like she just fresh back from the Dominican. She looked like she fresh back from the Dominicans doing the curls in her hair. She looked like she fresh back from them. All right, what's on your mind, Teresa? Speak.
Hi. Okay, I hear feedback.
Okay, then hurry up. Then hurry up and speak before the feedback gets you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just want to say that I am just very proud of the community, that we're standing on business. We're not taking any more of their garbage, and and that's we're fighting for what we want, and we're standing on business. And I think now is the time, and if we don't do it now, we're going to be in big trouble going forward. I'm not voting for either of them, but the fact that we're not giving in to them is what matters. If we continue to do what we've been doing for the last 50 years and getting nothing for it, we're going to continue getting nothing. And they know that. And, they're flooding the country. She already told us she wasn't going to do anything for us. And if not now, then when? This is it.
Where are you calling us out of, Teresa?
I'm from the States, but I'm actually in Zambia.
Okay. She's international.
Yeah, so I'm between two places.
All right. Well, thank you very much for checking in with us here. Yeah, what she say? She passport girling. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Harag up here on Zoom. All right, let me get Harag here on Zoom. All right, Harag, what is on your mind? Zimbabwe broadband going. Turn your speakers off.
Yes, sir.
All right, what's on your mind?
I want to say the one of the saddest things I saw in the video that we saw tonight was Kelly Rowland's suit. I don't know how they put that on her. That's disrespectful.
Brother, like I said, I don't know if she was in a hurry. I don't know if she's trying to tell us something. I don't know if this was a joke from Beyonce. Beyonce like, girl, let me dress you. You ain't been let me dress you. That's why folks ain't buying your albums like mine. Girl, if you let me dress you, matter of fact, let me do your hair too. So, I mean, she's walking out there looking like, Mo from the Three Stooges. I ain't even basing on it. I'm like, baby, what did you think is this supposed to be a bob or something on your head? No, this was not it. So it looked like Beyonce was playing a prank. I don't know, but somebody should have stopped her and said, Kelly, you might fire me, but yeah, I can't let you go out there like this. I can't do this. Here, put a baseball cap on at least.
But one thing I'll say, after being alive for almost 40 years, I really can't say I would ever expect anything from leaders of this country. Or foresee it happening. It's a shame that, I think kind of like the brother was asking before, is like, who should we vote for? In a way, I say nobody. I mean, we should put up a fight for our
You should
vote.
vote for Black empowerment.
That's what I'm saying.
That's who you vote for. You vote for Black empowerment, period. Jewish people vote for Jewish empowerment. Asian people vote for Asian empowerment.
Absolutely.
White folk vote for white empowerment. You vote for Black empowerment, period. Period. That's it.
That's it. And until they have an actual somebody who wants to empower us, then I don't see any point in voting for any of them, in my opinion. And I want them, after whoever's been voted in or not voted in, it would be nice for them to blame it on black men. And eventually when they blame it on us, hopefully it comes into question of why we aren't voting for them.
Like I say, they're playing stupid on that. They know. They've made it very clear in the last 3 months. They know what the issue is. Remember, a decade ago, they tried to tell you all that we were interested in integration and education. They were playing stupid about it now for the last 3 decades. Now they're making it clear, okay, we know what you want. Yeah, you've always known. Well, can we get, and every time we start talking about it, can we give you something else? So it's like, you know what? We're going to play dumb with you in a different way this election season. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Yeah, y'all, why is Kelly Rowland dressed like Jim Carrey in The Mask? I don't get it. What about your friends? All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Kirk up here on Zoom. Kirk, all right, there you go, Kirk. What's on your mind? Here on Zoom. Turn off your speakers, Kirk. Folks, if you call up here, make sure you have your speakers off for us.
Can you hear me okay?
Okay, turn your camera on for me, Kirk.
Yeah.
Okay, turn your camera on for me, Kirk. You got me playing on your speakers somewhere, sir. I got to get that straightened out.
Sorry. So yeah, I wasn't really moved by Beyonce, I have to say. After the Black Channel had Jill
Kirk's
Stein
got his speakers playing there. So, Kirk, I'm going to give you a minute here. You want to turn off your YouTube, I guess it is. Turn that off. You got to get all that stuff off there, man. We can't hear you otherwise. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Carter here. I'll try to get back to Kirk in a minute here. Try to get yourself straightened out. Let me get Carter here on Zoom. All right, Carter. Looks like you're building a house over there. What's on your mind?
Jason Black, what's going on with you, brother? Hey, man, shout out to you. 8 a.m. I was up there in New York last week.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man, I was the brother that asked you the question about ownership and entrepreneurship to see, you know what I'm saying, if they were synonymous. So I just say all that to say to make sure, let you know I'm rocking with you.
Did I have you get up?
No, I didn't stand up. You know what I mean? It was, again, this
okay.
This
I had like 2 fellas. I had to chase them to get them to go talk to some folk in the building and say, "Get up, go talk to them now." No, not next week. Go talk to them now. So glad your face was in the place. What's on your mind, brother?
Oh, good, man. So so something that you said earlier resonated when you mentioned that Kamala isn't running against Trump. She's running against us. And the reason it resonated with me because when I am, sharing your channel and, sharing your talking points and trying to communicate in my social groups, it appears that it's hard to resonate because, if you aren't struggling, people are kind of looking at you like, who is this guy doing all this talking when he is not, necessarily impacted from, political movements, or if he is, fighting the real struggle or whatnot, because he lives, so-called comfortably. And so when you think about, the revolutions that have occurred throughout history, and when you think about, how things have come together, usually it's a small percentage of the group that makes the most impact. And they are the, aristocrats, the intelligence.
Okay, well, let's take a deeper dive into that. Think about this for just a few moments. Kamala Harris and the Democrats did all this organizing for this big event. They got all these celebrities out there, right? All these folk who never said nothing before, at least if they say something is incidental, Beyonce, formation, they show up every once in the blue moon to pay some lip service. Got it. But you know what? You brought in Eminem.
Okay.
Why didn't you bring in Ice Cube? What? By the way, so y'all done drafted in Eminem to come speak in front of us. Eminem, who wasn't invited by nobody. Ice Cube been sitting over there for 4 years. It doesn't get more iconic and legendary than O'Shea Jackson. And yet they left him sitting on this. That's a celebrity they didn't want to bring. So we grabbed all the other celebrities, but the one who's actually been politically active for the last 4 years, y'all locked the gates on him. So I know you bogus. I don't need to hear anything else. And I'm not saying I necessarily agree with Ice Cube on everything, but by the way, he's been 10 toes down. He's been visible. He's been consistent. He's been talking. He hasn't returned my phone calls like he should, but I'm not salty. But Cube has at least been visible. He's not parachuting in 2024. He's been on the job now for at least half a decade. They wanted every celebrity except him. Brother, it's rigged. It's rigged. The rest of these folk are there because they're not on our team. That's the thing. I'll let you have the last word.
Yeah, man, appreciate that. So yeah, that was definitely a great point, because I come from a big family, and I'm somewhat like the black sheep of the family, but at the same time, I hold it down. And from a business perspective, I can tell, they kind of listen to me and look up to me. But once I start talking politically, it's like, brother, you're not even, in this struggle like that. So how can I relate to your talking points or whatnot? And so, I just wanted to, ask if we should brand ourselves as a special group,
we already are.
Of society.
We already are. Like I say, look, it's not going to really go into one label because it goes on an ideology. Please remember, and that's the maturing of it. The maturing of it is when they ask you a question and when they start getting the same responses from people. When they ask you, what is it you want? Please remember, people, please remember 3 years ago when Luther Campbell and they were holding their damn Twitter spaces, talk about Democratic puppets, when they were holding their Twitter space, remember they talking about nobody cared about reparations. The biggest issue was housing. Remember? That's what their Democrat shills there tried to say. Black folk ain't worried about what y'all talking about. The real big, we talk to black folk all over Florida, and the real big issue is housing. Brother, they're always lying. They're always lying. And what do you know? A year later, the biggest issue is economics. The biggest issue is them dollars. The biggest issue is the economic thing we're talking about. They're going to lie to you until they can't anymore. They're going to lie to you until they finally get their backs up against the wall. As long as they got room to lie, they're just going to lie to your face. They've always known what we want. They've always known what the issue is. And they know what it is now. What they're betting on is that we're not going to sit here and call their bluff and say, you know what? If you don't bow to our demands, we're not going to move. You don't really mean that. You just blowing off steam. That was the civil rights generation. We're going to stand right here. You don't really mean that. Here, come here, Beyonce. Get them off these chairs. Yeah, that's what you really want. And what they're checking is to see, they're trying to chin check us now. This is a game of chicken. And they're betting all the dice. You won't sit still. They got another thought coming. Thank you very much for checking in with us tonight, brother. We appreciate that. Let me see if I can get Dominique here on Zoom. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Dominique. Dominique, go ahead and turn your camera and your microphone on for me here. Dominique, I'll give you 5 seconds for that there, and then we got to move on. All right, Dominique, what's on your mind?
Okay, hey, so I offer a bit of a different perspective from what
let me get you to turn that back on for me here, Dominique. Don't worry, nobody else can see you except me. Okay. I'm the only one who can see you.
So I have a different perspective about a lot of what you guys have been saying and what a lot of the other callers might agree with. So some backstory, I used to I worked for the government and stuff. I was in the military, and I've done security for Donald Trump. I know this. I know this dude. I wouldn't say close or whatever, but and even that's kind of saying too much. But my point is the reason why I would say we should vote for Kamala is because, one, Trump is a white supremacist. Don't get it twisted.
Sir.
Yes.
They all are.
No. But the thing is,
no. Sir, they all are.
Yes.
Are you going to sit up here and try to argue that they're not all the same about that? There's none of them are cool on us, including their mulatto Negroes, including their house niggas. None of them are cool on us, sir.
I would say that is fair, and I would say some more than others, but I've grown up around, I would say, a lot of white people, and with MAGA, a lot of why they're voting is specifically because of race.
Okay, and what about Kamala Harris and her Brahmin Indians and Asians? How about them?
Okay, my point is
my point is, how are they any different from the MAGA folk that you just identified? How are her people any different?
Because those people don't hold substantial power inside of the United States of America.
She's the damn vice president of the United States. She was a United States senator. She was the state attorney general of California.
I'm talking about a specific demographic of like white empowered business people.
Sir,
that have the chance-
Asians have more economic wealth than we have, and they've had it now for 30 years.
So that's fair, but it's also understated how valuable Black people are to this country. I saw a statistic that said if Black people were their own country, we'd have the 13th largest GDP.
Okay, and if Asians in America were their own country, and if Asians in America were their own country, they would dwarf us.
But Asians are half of the world's population.
No, sir.
So
Let me try this again. If Asians in America, you talk about Black people in America.
Well, yes.
If Asians in America were their own country, their GDP would dwarf ours, and they're only half our population.
Well, the Asians that come over here are like literally the most successful. They're like doctors and stuff. They don't let poor like immigrants in and poor Asians and stuff. These are usually the best from their countries.
No, sir. That's not true. That's not true, sir. No, sir. That's not true. No, sir. That is not true, sir. That is false. That's completely false. No, it is not. I've spent over a decade dealing with this, sir. They are, number one, they are allowed over here. They are helped when they get over here. They've got every type of incentive program you can imagine. They're given their own enclaves. They are not over-policed. They are not oppressed. They're allowed to set up their own they are helped to build their own economic base.
Yes.
No one is actively sabotaging them.
I agree.
No, sir. This is not their best and bright. Also, about that best and brightest thing. No, sir. Listen carefully. You're young, fella. Learn something. You're young. Learn something. If you've been paying attention as long as you claim you have, then you already know about the Asian college test scandals. What? Plural, not singular. Asians are constantly being busted for cheating on their college exams while they got Ed Blum trying to get them into Ivy League universities. That's first of all, sir, just listen. That is a normal thing in Asia. In China, that is a normal thing. In Korea, that's a normal thing. In Japan, that's a normal thing. It's a scandal in America, but it's a normal thing over there. Best and brightest my ass.
Well, that's their children, and a lot of them are second gen, but their parents and stuff, yeah. For the past few generations, it has been like very difficult.
My point about Asians is they're no different from the rest of us. There's just this image that's made about that. They're no different from any of the rest of us. What you all don't talk about is, by the way, they buying test scores, something that we can't do.
I can add to your point. With affirmative action, they actually got it struck down because they were saying that Black people are weighing us down and taking our opportunities because of all of these Black people that are getting into Ivy League like schools and stuff. And they got affirmative action struck down, and they were egged on by the white people because they're the model minority. And what happened? The percentage of Asians getting into Ivy Leagues dropped significantly, whereas the percentage of Black people getting in dropped by like 1%. It barely it wasn't that. It's just that we're just built for this. We're built in this system. So we're used to it. Like, we know that we have to work really hard. And they found out the hard way. They're going to keep finding out. Yes, these things are definitely
okay,
true.
But here's the thing. The Asians, Kamala Harris, they got together with the white supremacists, and they are on code, and they are in lockstep with each other.
May I finish one? If that were, I think that is true in a lot of ways. But I think that there are different oligarchs, different powerful financial entities in this country that have different interests in different sways over politicians.
Sir, chocolate ice cream, vanilla ice cream, and strawberry ice cream are still ice cream.
They're not.
I don't care that they're a different flavor. I'm saying get the damn ice cream out of here. And you're quibbling over, but they're a different flavor of ice cream.
Well, maybe different kinds of food, but I think that with Donald Trump, this is my point. With Donald Trump, he literally threatens to end democracy. This thing that we do with voting and having the chance to vote, he's said out of his mouth that he will end it, meaning that in 4 years we won't. Who's going to hear our voice?
Okay, sir. First of all, he didn't say that. That's the first thing.
No, he said, "I will be dictator on day one."
Okay, first of all, he said he would be a dictator for one day. He was making a big ass joke. I'll be a dictator for one day.
You can't joke like that. And
yes, sir.
Project 2025.
Sir, if you listen to me, kid. If you took that seriously to the point that you're trying to repeat this as if this is something for us to be worried about, you got problems, man. You got problems if you're trying to posit that is something real.
Forward for Project 20, the book for Project 2025 that was planned
sir,
was written by J.D. Vance.
Sir, what? Okay, sir, you're talking about some. Sir, you're talking about a speculative document that has nothing to do with Donald.
No, it's not speculative.
Okay, sir,
it exists.
Sir, you're
this
talking
is
about
something
sir,
that you can look up.
Donald. Sir, you're not going to talk over the host. You're going to calm yourself down. You're young, emotional, light-skinned, and triggered. Calm yourself down.
That's very colorist.
You're talking about a speculative document that Donald Trump did not write and did not make, so you can attempt to try to hang that on him if you want to. Call me back when he says I endorse this. If you can't, sir, if you can't do it, then you don't have a point. You don't get to,
Vance
sir, you don't. J.D. Vance is not
Like,
running for president, sir. And
Yeah,
JD Vance is not endorsing it either. Nobody on the ticket is endorsing it.
Because it's so unpopular.
Sir, nobody
That's
is
why you
sir.
can't
No
talk about
one
it.
is endorsing it. So if you can't get that to happen, you don't have a case. But more importantly, sir, let's talk about what Kamala Harris has done. Do you want to talk about, forget a project, what did she do to us as Attorney General of California?
I think that using
second try, sir. What did Kamala Harris's term as Attorney General was not a speculation. What did she do as Attorney General to us in California?
To us, to black people? I mean, probably just typical stuff, but she's not
typical stuff. Give me an example of typical stuff, sir. I want to hear what typical stuff is.
Typical things would be like how black people in America are over prosecuted. Like
is that a threat to democracy?
I would say she is not an open fascist.
Sir, do you think that her actions, what she did to black people as Attorney General of California, was that a threat to our democracy, sir?
Third
try, sir. Her actions as Attorney General of California, was that a threat to our democracy as black people?
I do not think so. I don't think so.
Get off my phone.
Okay.
You're done. Take the evening off. Get off my phone. Donald Trump's a threat to our democracy. What Kamala Harris did to us, I don't think that was a threat to our democracy. So Donald Trump tweeting at 12 midnight, that's a threat to our democracy. Yes! Kamala Harris rounding niggas up for fire camp, that's not. Yes! Really? Jason, you rude! The hell I am. He can call back next week when he comes off of his mollies. He literally sat here and told you, I don't think that's a threat to our democracy. Nope, I think it's fine. Literally just sat here and said it. Donald Trump and I heard that J.D. Vance likes 2025. I heard he wrote it. Okay, and let's talk about what Kamala Harris did. Is that a threat to our democracy as black people? I don't think so. Literally, I don't think so. So all the black folks she rounded up and all the innocent people she put in jail and tried to keep in jail, and one in particular who was on death row and she argued to keep him on death row, that's legit. Yes! But I'll tell you, light skin stuff. Let me go ahead and get Vic from Port St. Lucie. No, she's not an open fascist. She's a closet fascist. That's much better, Jason. I prefer my fascist dishonest. Okay.
All right.
No, I haven't banned him. He can call back next week. I want him to come down off his mollies. He can call back next week. I have not banned him. All right, Vic, what's on your mind?
All right, what's on my mind? I just have one main question. Is it possible to vote in the election and leave that part blank, the presidential part? Could we just vote on the local level?
Vote your conscience. I've never sat here and told you all how you need to vote other than vote Black empowerment. I said the same thing when I talked to Jill Stein. I told y'all the same thing. I said it to her. I said it to y'all. Vote your conscience. The only wasted vote is voting for something you don't actually believe in. Vote your conscience.
Because hasn't it been said that if you don't vote or if you don't mark it off, then it's a vote for someone else?
Everybody's going to try to tell you that kind of garbage right there, brother. As I say once again, the only wasted vote is voting for something you don't actually believe in. If you mark something on a paper that you don't actually believe in, that is malfeasance of your vote. That's betraying your vote. You're writing down something you don't even believe in. Think about that for a few moments. Imagine your wife or your kids telling you something and they don't even believe it. Oh, Dad, you're great. Oh, baby, you great. And don't even believe it. They're saying this to you and they don't actually believe it. Or they're telling you to do something that they themselves don't actually believe. What would you think? Well, this person's betraying me. They're asking me to sign on for something that they themselves don't even believe in. Brother, if you're going to go down for what you actually believe. There is nothing, you can't win them all. But the other thing is, can you walk away with your soul and your integrity intact? And I submit to you, you can't do that if you mark down something you don't even believe in. Because here's the crazy thing about it. One of them going to lose no matter which way it goes. Think about that for a few moments. There's no guarantees. One of them's going to lose either way it goes. If you vote for Trump and you don't truly believe in him and he loses, what does that say for your integrity? You have to live the rest of your damn life knowing that you marked down for something you didn't even believe in. Oh, yeah, and it didn't pan out. Well, I'll vote for Kamala Harris even if I don't believe in her. But if she wins, that makes it okay? No, it's the same damn thing. So it's only wasted if you don't actually believe it. If you actually believe it, go out with your boots on. That's something you can live with. That you stood by your integrity and your interests and your principles no matter what happened. That's a vote that no matter what happens to the candidate, you were not voting for a candidate, you were voting for your principles. And you refuse to compromise them. That's like asking which one of your children you want to give up. Okay, but if you did give them up, that's something you don't even believe in. At least I hope you don't believe in it. But that's something you don't even believe in. So why do I even have to know? The right answer here is, nigga, there is no answer. Which one of your kids going to give up? None of them. No, you got to vote for one of them. No, I don't. Because I don't believe in giving up any of them. I don't care what y'all do next. I'm not going to sign off on giving you one of my kids. No matter what happens next. Well, XYZ could occur. I can live with whatever happens. What I cannot live with is doing something I don't believe in. That I can't live with. So you do whatever the hell you think you're going to do, and we'll see if you can get away with it. I'll let you have the last word.
All right. One of the hot topics about what something that Donald Trump has said this week, and I would like to hear your thoughts on, is what he has said about getting rid of education, the
Department of Education. Folks, the Department of Education was something that was created. It was something that was made. It's something that the federal government uses and leverages. For example, they want to teach you about teach your daughters that they're actually sons and that the boys are actually girls. So they hold federal money and, if you teach what we want you to, we'll give you more federal money. This is why you have so many states right now, they're trying to let in illegals. Because they'll get, the head count is all they care about at the school. They don't care where the kids came from. Blatantly got illegal alien children at the school, but as long as the head count goes up, then they get more money. So that's what they're doing now. Don't matter where the kids came from, if they're enrolled in the school, they can go to the federal government and say, hey, we got 1,000 more kids this year. Y'all got to send more money to our district. So the states have a vested interest in that. The teachers' unions, that's the reason that they support the, quote, Department of Education. Because it gives them a singular entity that controls all the money that they can talk to. As opposed to a bunch of folk trying to homeschool their kids and this, that, and the other. So unions are an enterprise, man. So for the private sector, they're in the corporations' pocket, for the public sector, like the teachers' unions, they in the government's pockets. They have a vested interest in having a Department of Education. It gives them one-stop shopping to get their funding. One hand washes the other. Oh, yeah. And then the teachers' union supports whoever the candidate is that promises to give them more money. And that's the way it's always been. So if the Department of Education disappeared tomorrow, y'all have been better off without your damn student loans. Please remember, the reason why college education is so damn outrageously expensive today is because of the Department of Education. What? That's the reason. College education today is outrageously expensive because the Department of Education started giving out Perkins loans and grants, Pell Grants. That's why it's so expensive. When the government started supplementing it, the schools started raising their prices. Then you get all these private schools and accredited schools and things like that. That's when the tuition started skyrocketing. When the government started becoming the guarantor. That's what happened. So there's a whole lot of dirty stuff that's been going on there that people are just disregarding, and now they think they become dependent on it. Department of Education disappears, they're going to have to drop the tuitions because you no longer have them floating your universities anymore. So you have to take those tuitions back where they belong. And they very much don't want that. Brother, you got these universities with billions of dollars of endowment. Billions. I've covered this for years now. Billions. Not millions. Billions. They are corporations, in some cases, nations unto themselves. They have a vested interest in keeping the system just the way it is.
Thank you, Mr. Black.
Thank you very much for giving us a call.
No problem. All right.
Folks who are used to homeschooling their kids, they don't have a problem with that. By the way, they don't have a problem with that. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Brother Elijah up here on the line. We got Brother Elijah on the phone. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, B1 Big Brother, how you doing?
Brother Elijah, he done followed me all the way from New York to D.C., y'all. So he was at both of my premieres. He said, look here, I got round wheels and Interstate 95. So he showed up for both of them.
I sure did, and I'll do it again, Big Brother. If I have to follow you to Los Angeles, San Francisco, you name it.
All right, y'all think y'all got problems. I got Brother Elijah. I got Brother Elijah following me down the freeway, so.
I ain't gonna do nothing. No. Just to pick your brain for wisdom, Big Brother. With that being said, with your wisdom, Big Brother, we saw this nonsense with the celebrity, particularly Beyonce. We saw this 8 years ago, the same play. As a matter of fact, Hillary Clinton had far more celebrities back then than Kamala's could ever have, and the woman still lost. So my question to you, with your knowledge on these types of politics, what do you think is going to happen for 2028?
More of the same. Remember, they're going to have to lose about at least 2 cycles in a row before they doing the same entire playbook. They're going to have to lose 2 cycles in a row before they take us seriously. What they're going to tell themselves, if they lose 2024, they're going to tell themselves we're just having a tantrum. They're going to tell themselves Kamala Harris was a weak candidate, even though she wasn't. They're going to tell themselves anything and everything to try to deceive themselves into thinking that what they did wasn't the problem. They lose, and they're going to try to run the same playbook again in 2028, and if they get their asses broken then too, then they'll have lost so much that they'll have no choice but to make a fundamental inventory of what they're doing. They will have to acknowledge that this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't us blown off steam. This wasn't just some happenstance. This is real. This is the new normal. What we're doing won't work. Trotting out celebrities. We're not waiting for another revamp of the Arsenio Hall show. That they're going to have to learn that. Please remember, the folks who come up with these ideas and the party and their PR people and whatnot, we are a caricature to them. That's why I showed you all Lily Adams.
Yes, sir.
With Hillary Clinton, and then she's been working for Kamala Harris. I showed you all Lily Adams. We're a caricature for them. Everything they think about us is like having white folk who work at MTV. Everything they know about us is from television. So you have some little white girls who they go hire, and she assures you that she knows who we are because she watches TikTok. Don't worry, I know how to talk to them people. And then they get some other folk like Simone Sanders who sit up here and assure them that, yeah, that's the right thing. Yeah, so long as you pay them. But that's the playbook they're running. They've got bad information with people who they're paying to give them bad information because that's what they want to hear. And if they get good results, they'll just pretend it was okay. If the results are disastrous, and if it happens twice in a row, they're going to lose their appetite for hearing that garbage because they need to win. So what I'm telling you all is that they lose 2 cycles in a row, that's going to start softening them up. So if they lose here in 2028, look for a shift in the way they do things. I didn't say they're going to do a 180. That's not going to happen. But you're going to start seeing all the alarm bells go off, and people are going to start being a lot more receptive, and it's going to go from, all right, what y'all niggas want to, well, I think we can do this over here. As opposed to this garbage will happen in California. That's the shift you'll see. They'll start showing us what it is they can do. Now, they're going to try to go for the minimum. They're going to try to lowball it, but they're going to stop giving so many excuses, and they're at least going to throw something out there and say, well, I think we can do this. Maybe we can get this through. That's what I predict you'll see. But only if they lose 2 cycles in a row. Because if Kamala gets whooped and then Gavin Newsom gets whooped in 2028, they'll realize, yeah, this isn't going to work at all. You come back in 2032, you're just going to get beat even worse. That's where we'll get their undivided attention.
Yes, sir. Brother, when I was listening to last night's premiere of 8 a.m., and it ties into tonight's broadcast, when you made that statement when you came to DC, and I've been seeing this for years, when you came to DC and you said DC is done for Black people. My question with this one, God forbid, if Kamala gets in that White House, will there be far more cities on that list that will officially be done for Black people?
Not really. I mean, for the ones that are already going and stuff like that, the damage is done in many regards. So you'll really just see, she'll just be able to solidify what they're doing. Please understand, we are the only group that's a wild card. The whole reason that they're doing all this here is specifically to neutralize us. So it really would just serve to cement what they've already done in those places. That's what you would be seeing there, is the places where folks are really kind of slow to accept what's going on there. It'll be undeniable when that gets done. So that's what you'd really be seeing. And I'm not saying that it would be radically different under Trump as far as what he'll do about it. I'm not saying it'll be radically different there. The real thing is about what we accept. Because the real thing in Chicago, the real story is they're doing it up there in Chicago, but Black folk ain't having it. But if you don't actually do something about it, especially what you support politically, if you sit up here and complain to Brandon Johnson and then come back and vote for him, that your complaining didn't mean anything. So you got to be real about it. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Let me see if I can get LaTanya here on Zoom. We're going to try to get LaTanya up here on Zoom. All right, LaTanya. Go ahead and unmute yourself, LaTanya. Unmute yourself, ma'am. The little microphone icon. Unmute yourself. There you go. All right, LaTanya, what's on your mind?
Yes, so my question was, let me mute the TV. I'm sorry.
It's newfangled technology.
So my question was, it's not really political, it's kind of, but not really, kind of relationship wise. Me and my husband are kind of opposite on the political stuff.
Oh man.
To the point that we can't even have a discussion.
Oh boy.
About it. So I kind of, we used to vote together. We've been married about 12 years now, and we used to vote together, and now we don't. So my question is, how can I guess, talk to him about my views without being a conflict with
Baby, we about to step off into it here, because here's the principle of it. First of all, you married to him, not me. So at the end of the day, he's still your husband. I'm not. However, So I got to start that from the beginning. So if you got to go in one direction, he's going to snuggle up with you and he's going to pay your bills. I'm not. So that's the first thing I want to clarify. However, I am curious, is your husband black?
Yes, he is.
Okay. What is it exactly you two are differing about?
I don't support Kamala at all.
And he does.
And he hadn't specifically said he does, but I believe he does.
Okay, you talking about y'all can't even talk politics, so I'm trying to figure out where's the problem at exactly.
He just whenever I bring anything up, he just closes up. He don't want to talk about it.
You married him. You didn't know this before you married him?
Well, we were able to talk about things very easily before, but all of a sudden now we just can't seem to talk about it.
Interesting marriage. Do you all have kids?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting marriage is an interesting marriage dynamic there that this is just popping up now. You're saying everything was fine and just recently you all can't talk about politics.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of an issue there, especially if that pops up later. I can't believe there were not warning signs to begin with. That's usually where that happens. I mean,
maybe because my change happened because my change, the way I thought, because I was
but my thing is, like, is he talking about voting MAGA or is he talking about voting for, Nikki Haley or something? Vivek Ramaswamy or something like that? I'm toward not voting Democrat anymore, and he's always voted Democrat. We was both raised to vote like that, and then my mind changed. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight though. So what you're saying is that you married him voting the way he does, and you knew this when you married him.
And then just the past year or two, just my mind I started researching and listening to other things, and my mind changed, and I think it kind of threw him off.
I imagine it did, because you married him voting the way he does and doing it the way he does and moving the way he does. So a decade later to say you got a problem with it, that's the part that's kind of shady right there, quite honestly, because it's like, by marrying him, what you were telling him is he's okay the way he is. That's marrying somebody is saying to them, I like you just the way you are, and I want to keep this for a lifetime. Now she's 10 years later saying, I don't like that. So I'm just saying that's my best advice for you in that regard is just stay away from politics in that matter. Just do what you got to do in that regard. And that's just an area right there that, for the sake of domestic tranquility, you're going to have to just let him move the way he moved, because I never tell people to break up, and I think that would be stupid for you to do, by the way. So the only way to handle that is just politically. This is one of them areas right there where you got to keep it real and got to stay on code for yourself. And just he do what he do and everything. If he wants to ask you anything, you can clarify some stuff. Try not to be too dogmatic about it, but once again, like I say, this is the man you married in that regard. These are things you knew. Folk are only going to become more of themselves as time goes on. But as far as politics is concerned, that's probably going to be an area right there that, you're going to have to respect his differences on that and just recognize that's where he's at. And maybe with enough time, he'll see that that's, it's whatever the comfort zone is there and stuff, he'll have some differences about that. But you trying to go at him and boss him and stuff, that's never going to work, ever.
Yeah.
And you accomplish a whole lot more with your behavior than anything else. So if he doesn't listen to the new black media, that's always good. Don't try to shove that down his throat. Don't do that either.
Yeah.
Because he's still the head of your household, period. But as far as politics goes, you're going to need to just handle that gingerly. Because I'm just saying, baby, 10 years in the game, you can't get a radically transformed man now, 10 years later. So that political thing.
I don't try to shove it down his throat at all. I don't do that.
The political thing, you're going to have to just respect the boundaries on that. That's just going to be an area where you're going to have to do your wifely thing and respect them boundaries.
Right. Okay.
She got gray hair, but such a young face too. So I don't she ain't letting it stress her too badly. She got gray hair but a little old young face on it, y'all. She look like Thelma from Good Times. So gray hair with a young face on the gleaming teeth too. I see why he's trying to stay married to you. So thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Yeah, she's like, look here, I'm giving him these gleaming teeth. He's got access to these gleaming teeth. I don't know if I fool with him like that. Maybe you stay right where you are. Stay right where you at. Gotta keep it real. All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Daryl up here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get Daryl up here on Zoom. Give Daryl a moment here to see if he can get his Zimbabwe broadband going. Daryl, I need you on Zoom here. I can give you 5 more seconds and then I got to move on. We got to keep it pushing. Got Daryl here on Zoom. I can give him another 2 seconds. All right, Daryl has been abducted or something of an unpleasant nature there. All right, let me see if I can get Carrie up here on Zoom. Let me get Carrie on Zoom. Hopefully it's not Stephen King. All right, Carrie, there you go. All right, Carrie, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak on the people who say, who should we vote for? I mean, I honestly, first, thank you for your broadcast. Thank you for your knowledge, Jason. But for who we vote for, I mean, sometimes just holding back your vote is power. There's a lot of power in saying no. You can show up. You can vote for who you want to vote for or not vote at all. You can leave the presidential blank and vote for everyone else, and they're going to see that. And there's a lot of power in just withholding your vote. That's all I want to say.
Well, remember, brother, I've always taught you all that on every black person's shoulder is a little white supremacist. They don't have to follow us around anymore. All of us, we put him theirs, and he's whispering in your ear, reminding you, you ain't going to do that now, are you? You really going to do that? So it's just that's the conflict we have is we're constantly thinking, what will white folk think of what we doing? Whether it's Democrat, Republican, moderate, what will they think? So we're thinking of our own actions, but we're also considering, okay, what will they think when we do that? So what you asked is a lot because they're like, you know, the white folk want you to mark this box and they put that box there. You got to put something now, don't you? There was found freedom, as a matter of fact. Let me go ahead. I won't hold you here, brother, but thank you very much for giving us a call. There was a group, what was that? Found Freedom Fund. Let me see if I can bring that up for just a moment. See if I have that. Like Found Freedom Fund or something like that. I saw some commercials from something like called Found Freedom Fund or something. And they had some online ads. And in their ads, it was talking about, I mean, these are like Democrat folk talking about, you know, no one can see how you vote. However, everyone can see if you voted this election cycle. So don't let people down. I'm like, what the hell kind of ominous garbage is this? This wasn't the MAGA people. Nobody can see who you voted for, but it's public record if you voted or if you didn't. So you don't want people to think, yeah, some of y'all have seen that commercial. Some of y'all have seen that. Yeah, they're letting you know, by the way, hey, we can see if you voted, which obviously puts the thought in your head, well, if they can see if I voted, they might be able to see who I voted for too. You know, there's that tap on the shoulder. You ain't going to sit home, is you? You know we told you to go. And you ain't gonna just sit at that house, is you? You know we saw that. Yeah, for those of you who didn't know, that's a commercial, a real one that is out. Sure is. Reminding you, no one can see who you voted for, but it's public record if you voted or if you didn't. Oh yeah, it's real. Playing no games. All right, tell it like it is. I got you up here on Zoom. Go ahead and get your camera on for me here. Tell it like it is. I can give you 5 seconds to go ahead and do that, or else we got to move on. So tell it like it is. Let me go ahead and give you 5 seconds here to go ahead and get that straightened out for me here. Tell it like it is. Let me go ahead and get you the light on for me. I can give you 3 seconds, or else we got to move on. All right, tell it like it is. I see you on there. What's on your mind?
Hello. Greetings from California. Just calling in to let you know that no, I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. I'd rather eat cat shit with a knit needle. These folks have ignored us, just like you said, for a better part of even more, longer, maybe 60, 70 decades, 7 decades. They've been just ignoring us and ignoring us and ignoring us constantly. And now they want to play in our faces. They've taken it to the degree of doing that. They've taken it to the degree of ignoring us. And because of that, they will now hear the deafening silence.
Well,
simple as that. Simple as that.
You made your bed. Now you got to live in it. Well, they said they can take it. They said they were willing to take that bet. Okay, we about to find out now, aren't we?
No, we definitely about to find out. Let's see. Now, because now you got us standing. You got more of us. It's like you said many years ago, in one of your much earlier broadcasts. All we need is 10%. 10% of us if we just drop out of the process or decide to go another way, that's all we need is 10%.
Joe Biden won the 2020 election by 48,000 votes.
Just a few thousand.
I have to remind you all, he won the election nationally by 48,000 votes. That's as many people as Kamala Harris could put in one stadium.
Yep.
In Georgia. Think that over for just a few moments. Not 40 million, 48,000.
They limped into the White House.
Do you realize how small the margin has to be of folk just staying home to flip that in the other direction?
Exactly.
I know it and you know it. And so do they. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. We appreciate that. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Calvin up here on Zoom. Let me get Calvin on Zoom here. All right, Calvin, go ahead and point down for me here for a moment. I see a ceiling. I'll give Calvin a moment here to get himself straightened out, but I can't stay on too long with that. So, Calvin, you got him looking at the ceiling. Okay, there you go, Calvin. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just like how you said that either way this goes, we win, It's because they're gonna be forced to keep paying these celebrities more and more money. And that's only going to work for some time. That's only going to work for a little bit of time.
I agree until it runs out. Thank you very much for giving us a call. The brother looked like Rod Wave on my phone over here, y'all. He was looking like Rod Wave on my phone. What? All right, let me go ahead and see if I can get Abel. Let me get Abel up here on Zoom. Abel, I can give you about 5 seconds here to go ahead and get that going for me here. Let me get Abel up on Zoom. All right, Abel, what's on your mind?
Hey, good evening, Jason Beck. I just wanted to say a great broadcast tonight. My perspective about that, that Tether caller that came in on your line a few moments ago, he sounded very alarmed about the whole issue of Project 2025. And in particular, my question here is that why is it that a lot of Democratic shields are like so petrified over it when in actuality that Donald Trump was never publicly as endorsed it or even crafted the whole issue of Project 2025?
I mean, here's the issue, brother. It doesn't matter one way or the other. Our job is we ain't falling for scare tactics, talking points, this, that, and the other. You're not going to get me to vote against Donald Trump. Furthermore, you shouldn't be trying to do that. You're supposed to be trying to convince me of what the benefit is of voting for you. And when all they're spending is time trying to tell us Trump is terrible, okay, but you still haven't told me what's good about you. Well, he's awful, he's terrible. Okay, that's still not an argument for me to vote for you. That's still not an argument for you. There's where Kamala is screwing up at. Barack Obama gave you reasons to vote for him, at least in 2008. Kamala Harris is not giving you one reason to vote for her, and every time she opens up her mouth, she keeps trying to disqualify the other person. That is desperation. If you're on the ballot, you should be able to clearly tell me what is the positive of voting for you. I'm supposed to be motivated to vote for you because all you're really doing is motivating me to stay home for both of you. So that's where they are today. What they've conceded is we can't actually give you a reason to vote for her. We're hoping we can disqualify the other guy in your mind because we have no benefits to bring you for her. So that's what we're spending all the money promoting her for.
Facts. I definitely agree 1,000%. At the end of the day, it's like, bro, You're not giving any reason to vote. And then you bring out you bring out Obama to basically go on a smear campaign against black men. All you're doing is just basically destroying your own base that would wanted to vote for you, but now you basically took a piss on it.
I'm telling you that was the goal. I have said this since July when Joe Biden dropped out. I said it then. I've been repeating it steadily and consistently. I will not back off of it. I said, y'all, these folk want him to lose. I said when Nancy Pelosi pulled Joe Biden, I said they want to end the Biden administration. They don't want Biden or his vice president. They want both of them out. Biden, I told y'all then, I said Biden pulled the trick bag on him. He dropped out. I mean, he said he wasn't going to run again, but then immediately endorses Kamala Harris, knowing that the way that people think about politics, they thinking that, well, of course she should be next in line, when that's really not what's happening because it's an election. It's not like he's resigning from office. So naturally, people expected, well, of course she should get the support. She's the vice president. So he put them in the trick bag. He's like, okay, y'all, I got to go, but I'm going to make sure y'all got to support her because if you don't, everybody's going to go and revolt. They wanted to put Gavin Newsom up. That was who Nancy Pelosi, this was going to be a California takeover. This is going to be the California coup. They were going to put up Gavin Newsom. Kamala Harris understood if it's now or never, because they're going to put up Gavin. If they do that, I'm done in politics. So she like, it's now or never. So then she shows up. Barack Obama withholds his endorsement. I covered all this from the very beginning. Remember, he did not immediately come out endorsing her, neither did Nancy Pelosi. Neither Joe Biden immediately endorsed her, but neither one of them. Yeah, because they didn't want you. They wanted a clean slate. Next thing you know, Barack Obama, we covered all this before, he brings in his people. David Plouffe is on her campaign. I'm like, oh, Obama done put his folk up in there. He done got his hooks in her. But the truth is, he doesn't want you. They want a guy who is 100% on their team. They don't want any part of the Joe Biden administration. They want to clean the table and sweep the board clean from his administration. So I've been saying, but they can't do it blatantly because this will blow back on them in 2028 and 2030. Folks will remember what you did. Remember Hillary Clinton undermining Bernie Sanders was the end of her among the base. She lost the election to Trump, but she can't run again because everybody remembers what she did to Bernie Sanders. So she got beat by the right, but she's also hated by the left for what she did. They had to go ahead and support Kamala Harris. Otherwise, the same thing would have happened. If she loses because you didn't support her, everybody's going to remember you didn't do that. And now you all go down. Obama, Pelosi, Gavin Newsom, now you all go. So they've had to grit their teeth and support her, but now at the last minute, they start saying all this crazy stuff that doesn't help her and makes her even more unpopular at the last damn minute. It's like, do you want her to lose? Yes. Yes. They want her to lose. They do not want to have to be doing this again in 2028. They want their dude. So you done screwed up 2024 for them? Okay, we'll regroup for 2028. Yes, they want her out. They want her to lose, but they want to make it look like we gave it our best try. We gave it our best effort. It's just, it didn't go very well. She wasn't a great candidate, but hey, 2028, Gavin Newsom, much better. So mark my words. That's what it's supposed to be. That was the goal. And believe me, it's like the joke that Trump made, there's a whole bunch of folk who are hoping that Kamala Harris loses right over there in the Biden family. Over there in the Obama family, those are the folks in the Democrat Party who want her to lose, and that's all they're looking for. They just want to make a good show of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% correct. And at the end of the day, to that caller that basically tried to complain about the fact about all these scarecrow tactics, that stuff don't work no more. Considering the fact that we've already went through the crime bill era, we've already been through all sorts of different stuff that this government done to black people. I mean, what do you think Project 25 is going to do? It's not going to scare us into not voting.
Okay, what? Okay, you know what? I'm not worried about Project 2025. I'm worried about Project 1994.
What? Exactly.
What did Joe Biden do to us? Project 1994. Project 1984.
Exactly.
Copious crime bills. What did Joe Biden do to us? Biden base pipes. What did he do to us? Barack Obama undermining us. We're the thugs in the street. Blue laws, Blue Lives Matter law. What did they do to us? How about Project 2008? How about Project 2012? How about Project 2013? How about Eric Holder declaring he wasn't going to indict any of those cops who've been killing black folk? George Zimmerman, we ain't worried about that. How about Project 2016? How about that one?
Yep.
I'm talking about those. I'm not talking about something that ain't happened. How about those? Oh, nobody wants to talk about that when we mention that. Those are the ones that have already happened. I'm supposed to just ignore it? So we just all gonna ignore it. So look, there's a bunch of folks out there. Some of them are young. They're running around on campaigns. They're on college campuses. They're getting interracial sexual access. Their noses are wide open. They're not really dealing in the real world like we are in that regard. So they got a difference of the priorities. This is why it's important for us to keep the thing straight. I'll let you have the last word.
Yep, you're absolutely correct. They won't acknowledge it. And at the end of the day, if they're not going to acknowledge it, then guess what? They're going to fall into the same line all over again. And I'll say it like this too. When Gavin Newsom loses in 2028, I promise you, it's going to be the marking day that's going to pretty much be the one for the Democrats to try to figure out we got to change fundamentally because I believe they'll lose this election and I think they'll lose again in 2028.
Yeah, I don't think Gavin's even going to make it that far.
Nope, I don't either. And when that happens, they're going to have no choice but to change.
Gavin is a fundamentally flawed candidate. He's like the Ron DeSantis of California. That degenerate garbage he does, he's popular in California. It literally doesn't fly anywhere else. Furthermore, we all waiting on him. Furthermore, he ain't going to rise because we waiting for him. We waiting to talk to him. By the way, hey, wasn't you the guy who undermined reparations, Gavin? Oh, we ain't forgot? Michael Bloomberg thought that he could get the world to ignore things too. So believe me, they're gonna play dumb. They think they're gonna test how long our memories are. Oh, our memories are long. You better ask Bill and Hillary Clinton about the crime bill and Joe Biden about it. Our memories are long. Let me go ahead and see if I can get Dan up here on Zoom. Let me see if I can get my man Dan up here on Zoom. All right, I got Dan up here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Dan? Unmute yourself, Dan.
Yo, you get me now?
There you go. What's on your mind, brother?
Oh, yeah. What's going on? It's funny how they crank out all these celebrities, I guess, to get them. But I think by them bringing all these black celebrities out, I don't think they get the minimum that we know that they bought and paid for already, that we not listening to them. And so that's one point. The lady who called said that her and her husband kind of got into it over some political differences. I kind of went to the same thing with one of my sisters on my daddy side. And oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you got folk who are dealing with things emotionally, you know, you're not going to make any headway, brother. They're not thinking rationally. You're trying to reason with someone who's not reasoning, they're feeling. So if they are a Beyonce fan, they don't give a damn what the politics are. They are a Beyonce fan. So that's what they're hoping to do in that regard. So don't deceive yourself that you can reason with someone who's responding emotionally.
That's exactly what I did. I kind of didn't want to get into it because I know how my sister is on my daddy side and how my auntie, because the first thing they came, and she's in Texas, by the way. So she came out the blue and basically said, hey, I'm voting because of my reproduction right. When she said that, I already knew she was
Dan,
lost.
How many kids she got?
No, my sister don't got no kids. She's 29 with no kids.
How much does she weigh, Dan?
Oh, brother.
Here we go.
She close to 400.
Talking about some damn reproduction. The damn National Geographic people gonna be in the maternity ward, and she talking about some reproductive rights.
See, listen, right before your program came up, it was me, her, and my auntie. My auntie, she almost 70 years old, and we was talking about family stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she asked me, hey, is y'all gonna go vote? Now, mind you, my auntie asked me this before, a couple months before. What's my views on both candidates and stuff like that? And of course, I don't know how to sugarcoat my words. But my auntie decided to ask this time, and then my sister say, oh, you're a convicted felon, so you can't vote. And I told her, I said, yeah, I can technically still can't vote, but I ain't gonna vote. And once she say, hey, I'm only voting because of my reproduction rights. When she said that, then she say, nah, you're not gonna. Then she turned around and said, she like, I like some of Trump's policy, but I like some of Kamala's policy. But she said, but my reproduction right is first. I say,
Dan, how old is she?
My sister is, she was born in 96. She's 28.
Okay, she's 28. She got no kids. She's big as a Yugo. And she's worrying about her, quote, reproductive rights. And ain't nobody really trying to reproduce with her. And she's not trying to do that.
Was the next, hey, brother, that was the next. Now, you know, I could get real ignorant and disrespectful, but I didn't. I said,
know you took it easy on her. You like, I could slam dunk on her. Let me leave this alone.
I just didn't say nothing.
Yeah, because you just stunned about it. It's just like, what is this nonsense she on my phone with? Girl, you worrying about the wrong damn thing. She needs to be worried. She worrying about reproductive rights. She need to be worrying about high blood pressure and a healthy BMI. While she were talking about some reproductive, she can't even safely carry a. First of all, would you know she was pregnant? That's the first thing. If she did get pregnant, would she even know? Would she even know this?
It did. This another thing. This is another thing that killed the conversation. Well, technically she hung up on me, which is, I don't give a damn.
That's good. She gonna go eat her feelings. So go ahead.
So yeah, because I know she's talking out of her feelings. I know my people. I already know. I know them how they think. All of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, so she like, hey, cause ain't no man gonna tell me about if I can't get abortion, such. Then she turn around and say, well, I don't get no abortion because I don't spread my legs or raw dog to no any man and such and such. So I asked her, you know, I'm calm as usual. So I say, if you don't participate in that fuckery, so why you so adamant about it? If you not going out there giving your legs up with a nigga to any dude raw dog?
Because what she's really expressing is vicariously. Like she ain't really able to move in them streets and hoe around like that, but she wants to. I mean, I'm just calling it like it is, bro. You know, we're gonna keep it gully, keep it real. She wants to do it, Dan. I know this is your sister. No, nobody want to think about their sister like that, but bruh, she wishes she could get it in like that.
Listen, look, brother, what you saying, I already know, cause you know you talk to me long enough. I'm a very smart, intelligent dude. I'm a very smart, intelligent dude, and I watch and peep everything. Now, it may not seem like it that way. I might not articulate it like that in that way, but I pay attention what's not being said. I pay attention what you'll do behind closed door without you even say. I got that gift I got the gift to pick up on that. But just like when she asked me what's my view on abortion and such, I told her no, I don't support abortions.
And neither does she, brother. Here's the thing. That's something that gals are out here saying because it gets some attention. So you're supposed to be all concerned about her business. You can't be funny. There's no such chick who's 400 pounds and got no business. So they say something outrageous, which is supposed to prompt you to give them attention. But this isn't something that they can actually do.
Look, this is exactly what she did because I'm like, no, I don't support abortion. And so my auntie, my auntie say, hey, now what, you got nieces, right? I'm like, yeah, I got 2 nieces. She say, now what one know was to get assaulted and get pregnant. What you feel about that? I say, number one, but she know my stance on, I say any dude that's taking some punani needs brain blood and from a kid anyway. I say, now, if that was to ever happen, which I never heard of a woman being taken advantage of and being pregnant by
Yeah, I mean, everybody wants to bring up the sexual assault thing, which is a very minuscule number, even when that does happen, which is very, very minor. Let's talk about what actually does happen, which is folk like your sister want to get run through, and eventually, let me go trap a nigga with a baby. Let's talk about that one. Let's not talk about the stuff that ain't happening. Let's talk about what is.
And look. So
okay, but the crazy part is we're having these conversations with people who ain't even doing it. That's the crazy part. The folk who ain't even doing is defending something they're not even doing.
So of course, when I bring law school to the discussion, you know what I'm saying? Or if you ask me for my personal views, I'm not going to sugarcoat my personal views. The problem, so when I say I don't support abortion, I say because if you decide to spread your legs open to that dude, road dog, and you get pregnant, that's not only your fault, that's his fault too. If he ain't planning on keeping you, but he put a seed in you, that's his fault too. Well, what happens if the man tell you to take a trip to the grocery clinic? I say he don't give a fuck about his feed.
Bro, she's worrying about a conversation about spreading legs. She needs to be moving them legs on a treadmill. That's the only thing her legs need to be doing. She's worrying about the wrong damn thing, Dan. I'll let you have the last word.
Just keep doing what you're doing, brother. Most of us who's under the age of 50s, we still on code. We still, you know what I'm saying, making it happen out here. You know what I'm saying? We still standing up against the political machine. And by the way, we voting for the couch. Ain't nobody finna be rational. We not voting for nothing. That shit is over with. Leave that shit for them old niggas who over 50. Leave that shit for the religious bros and the religious niggas too. Leave that shit for the leave that shit for the wash up people. We ain't going for that shit, bro.
Yeah, we getting off the treadmill. Your sister need to get on it, but we getting off of it. By the way, Dan, I'm gonna have to have another program soon about handicap hoes, bro. You set off something happened this week. Something happened this week, and I said, damn, Dan tried to warn me. He was telling me that this is what was going on. So I'm gonna have to have another program about the handicap hoes. So we're gonna have to get back to that. I don't want Dan to give me no details tonight because he'll gonna mess up my whole mental. For those of you who see my other YouTube program, though, y'all know we talked about the handicap hoes before. So when me and Dan gonna have to have another program about that because it's all the way critical out here. Yeah, his sister is built like Yokozuna, talking about her reproductive rights. Hell, she talking about this? Ain't no man nowhere around. It's like who's gonna get your ass pregnant? What is you doing? You need to worry about 24-hour fitness, not trimesters. You don't worry about the wrong damn thing. Then they get together in groups so we can talk about your sexual habits. I will pay you to have no sexual habits. How about that one? Okay, I got MB on Zoom. MB, I need you to turn your camera and your microphone on for me here. I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get that taken care of for me here. Then we got to move on. So I'll give you 5 seconds to go ahead and get the camera situation straightened out for me. If we can't, we're going to have to move on from that there. So I'll give you 2 seconds to go ahead and get that straightened out. Okay, you got you there. MB on Zoom. What's on your mind, brother?
Hey, big bro. Appreciate your broadcast, man. Appreciate your broadcast. Why come they did Kelly dirty like that, man? She got her snatched the wardrobe out of that Lil Pump Kanye video wearing the jumbo wardrobe, man. Like that's crazy right there, man.
Bro, she looked like Play from Kid and Play. It's just I don't know who. I think this is just an inside joke and she didn't get the memo. I'm serious. They marched Beyonce out there. I mean, they did the most on both of them, but Beyonce is looking like a Barbie doll and Kelly is looking like damn me Ken doll. What? So it's just, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. Yo, man, that's crazy, man. But speaking of celebrities, I know over here in Philly, they're going to drag Obama back out here tomorrow over in North Philly with Bruce Springsteen on top of that. So racing on whatever more jibber jabber he's going to yelp out tomorrow along with, but that's all they got right now is these celebrities. And even then, I don't even think it's as many celebrities as they did from back when Hillary ran. So
no, look, I'm a musician. I love Bruce Springsteen's music from the 80s and whatnot. I'm a musician. That's great. Bruce, great music there. I don't take my political cues from you. You can follow me. Yeah. So I'm not voting for nobody based on Bruce Springsteen voting for him. Okay, well that don't move me.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I'm a basketball head, but that don't mean I'm listening to Steph Curry.
Yeah, if Charles Barkley come up here talking about who to vote for, it's just like, okay, well, I'm good.
Yeah, but one last question, because one thing, and the last caller kind of reminded me, he was talking about sisters' reproductive rights, but one thing that kind of I kind of was wondering about was if it's such a big deal for liberals and Democrats for, reproductive rights. I mean, wouldn't that have been something that would have long ago been passed through Congress, that they would have pushed that through Congress, make sure that was protected?
I mean, but it is protected. All the hoes in California. Did he say hoes? I damn sure did.
Deal with it, nigga.
All the hoes in California, New York, whatever, ain't nobody stopped getting their abortions. So this is really just a symbolic thing. That's what they're selling them on. Also, one more thing. Do you realize what a trick bag this is for all the simple-minded hoes out there? Jason, what do you mean? They're telling you to vote for something you already have. Think about this for a few moments. That's like trying to get us all out here to go vote for Coca-Cola. You've already got it on every street corner. You do not have any problem getting access to it. So they're not offering you something new. They're telling these women, come vote for something you've already got. Ooh, you really need to show up now. You might lose it, but you've got it right now. And you're in no danger of losing it. So think about what a vicious trick bag that is. Y'all better show up and vote for what you've already got. I'm not bringing you nothing new. You just come vote for what I'm already giving you. And you better vote even more for it. Think about that for just a few moments, bro. This is how serious that is.
Yeah, man, it's in no danger going anywhere here in Pennsylvania, up in New York or nothing now with California. So it's like acting like it's going to be nationwide. No,
they're acting like they're giving you something new. They're literally telling you come vote for what you're already getting, but they're treating it like, oh, this is some don't you want to get some abortions? You've already got them. Well, you better show up if you want to keep it. But that's what you're already giving me, and I'm in no danger of losing it. You better show up and vote for it. Really? So they're out of options. All they want to do, this is so blatantly appealing to your emotions. Do you feel things? Are you in your feels? But I also got to tell you the other, and I've covered this before a few months ago. This is also another cynical ploy because this is really nakedly appealing to the bitter single mom vote. They think that there are enough bitter-ass single moms out there that they can appeal to their hatred. Don't you hate your baby daddy? Don't you wish you could have aborted them damn kids? You've already had them. Dan's sister ain't had no kids. The auntie has had them. Both of them hate them. If they had, what they're expressing is if I had a do-over, I would have aborted them. So they're voting for that. What they wish they could do, not where they actually are. And after 2-3 generations now of bastard babies, they think that there's a significant enough portion of the population that actually comprises a voting bloc. Well, they would rather appeal to them than come to us and talk about our tangibles. So telling folks to vote for abortion, brother, that doesn't cost them anything. You can get a bunch of votes and it doesn't cost you anything. You can make a bunch of promises that you don't have to keep because you're not going to do anything they haven't already got. Brother, I'm talking about bang for your buck if you can get it to work. You can make a big promise and it doesn't cost you anything.
Anything can minimize our numbers on top of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all, if you can make it work, it's all win. It's all win. This is where we at. I'll let you have the last word.
That's pretty much it right there. We ain't even get into the deafening silence of everyone in regards to reparations. Not even the celebrities want to talk about it because I guess their handlers are going to let them talk about it. So, yeah, there's a lot to say, man, but I'll leave it at that, man. B1.
B1, brother, thank you very much for giving us a call here tonight. Let me see. I think I got Kirk here on Zoom. Okay, we'll see if Kirk's got himself straightened out here. All right, yeah. Kirk, you're on live. What's on your mind?
Yeah, sorry about that earlier. I just want to say great broadcast as always. I love Beyonce, but she's not moving the needle for me this election. Not to say celebrities ever do, right? A few weeks ago, the Black Channel got a presidential candidate who received at one point over 1 million votes in an election, and Jill Stein to join the broadcast. The Black Channel's out here getting Donald Trump to tweet its talking points that we've been using against Kamala Harris and the Democrats, right? And it's just not enough. And I'm at the point in my life where I'll no longer ever vote Democrat until they start talking to the new Black media and until they start prioritizing a Black agenda. That's just where I'm at. And I'm sure there's some DNC analysts listening in, and I just want them to know that. if I do vote this election, I'm leaning towards Green Party. I'm not crazy about them, but one, they talk to intelligent Black society, and two, they said reparations are on the table. And even though it's not exactly what we want, like, I'm realistic. I don't think they have a chance to win the White House, but I am considering rewarding them with my vote this election. If they see more Black people supporting them, maybe they'll bend to our demands and prioritize lineage-based reparations.
Well, look, they're throwing everything in the kitchen sink symbolically. They're doing everything they can to distract us. So, and what they just did with all these celebrities and stuff, that is throwing the kitchen sink at the wall. Let's hope something sticks. If it doesn't work, this serves as a huge wake-up call, because you can't do this twice. You can't do this twice. If it didn't work in 2020, it didn't work in 2024, you know it's not going to work in 2028. So if they went this big, they went this huge and all in on celebrities, and it fails, don't look for them to try this again. They'll have learned their lesson from this. They'll realize, yeah, that doesn't work. We need to try something different. Talking to the Roland Martins doesn't work because that's your audience. Those are not swing voters. None of those people were going to support anybody. They vote blue no matter who. So there's the real reason why it's feeble and futile to talk to him. None of the couch people are listening to his program. The independent voters are not on his program. Those are all diehard blue dog Negro Democrats. If you're not talking to folk like us, you're not really dredging up any new votes. I don't know how much good it does to talk to Shannon Sharp. I mean, I think you're probably good with maybe a few people there. But if she talks to him the way she has everything else, dodging everything, you're not saying everything. The problem isn't that Kamala Harris has not had enough people to talk to her. The problem is when she does talk, she ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
Folks have questions and you doing everything except addressing the issues. You're not clearing anything up. We don't want to hear you dance around it. You need to get some answers. And she's trying to avoid that. All going on Shannon Sharp's show is going to do is give her another opportunity to, at best, she will say nothing and not help herself. At worst, she's going to try to take a position and vomit all over herself and make matters even worse. That's the problem. But even in the party, nobody has any faith that she's going to make it better.
Yeah. And whenever I hear Kamala talk, I get secondhand embarrassment. She's so cringy with everything she says, not genuine at all, very vapid. And the last thing I want to say is, I don't know what the DNC machine has on Barack Obama to trot him out here every election, him and Michelle. But man, it's just crazy that they keep going back to him. You don't see other former presidents out there like the Obamas. It's crazy to me that they're going to that same trick bag. But it like you keep saying, it's not going to work. Black people are wise up to it, and the Obamas, and it's great. And we just have to stay the course, hold out our vote until they give us what we want. B1.
B1, brother, thank you very much for giving us a call. Now, let me get one more caller up here. I can get one more caller. Let me see if I can get Daryl up here, because we've been on for a minute tonight. All right, I got Daryl on the line here on Zoom. What's on your mind, Daryl? All right, Daryl, you're on Zoom, sir. Well, y'all, while Daryl is looking like Samuel T. Jackson, not Samuel L. Jackson. He's looking like Samuel T. Jackson, so looking like Samuel's brother. Okay. All right, Daryl. I can give you about 5 more seconds here, brother, then I got to move on so I can see you, but if you speak, you might be heard. So Daryl is working on this newfangled technology. And it looks like Samuel L. Jackson, brother. Look like he about to bust out and say, "Mother, these damn headphones." All right, Daryl, I gotta keep it pushing, bro. So maybe you can get a friend to come over and help you with that next time there. Maybe you can get a friend to help us next time here. By the way, Dominique, who called in there before, y'all, I told him to get off the phone. Dominique can give us a call here after the election. He can call us next week or after the election. He can call us either way, so he can call back in. I'm gonna let Dominique. If Trump wins, you are invited to call me back, and I will allow you to rant for 5 minutes uninterrupted about what's all the terrible things that are going to happen. Dominique, I will allow you to rant uninterrupted for 5 minutes. If Trump wins, you are invited to call me back. You can call it. You can just go off. You can just, Jason, it's going to be the apocalypse. It's going to be the Hunger Games. It's going to be terrible. They're going to have a real life apprentice. All of us are going to have to be on a reality show. It's going to be a real life version of The Apprentice. And so you are invited, Dominique, to give me a call back because he's never called in before. So Democrats are watching my program. But Dominique, you are invited to give me a call back. If Trump wins, I will allow you 5 minutes of uninterrupted venting, uninterrupted triggering. You can go ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes to give the rundown and say, Jason, you dirty low down dog. Look what you done helped happen here. So Trump is going to open internment camps and he's going to make us all play Monopoly and The Apprentice. And it's going to be, gulags. They're going to give white people rights to own us. We're going to go back into slavery. Literally, white people are going to be allowed to go around on Halloween. They're going to be able to choose the niggas they want to put back into slavery again, Jason. What? Dominique can give me a call back and let me know right then. Jason, they're going to be able to select the black people they want to imprison. White folk are going to go choose a black family to enslave. And you did it, Jason. You did it. And I tried to warn you about Project 2025. Now they're going to bring out Project 2028. Damn. Jason, now they're going to get Project 25, and next up is Project 2028, and it's your fault. You did it. They're going to make us all watch reruns of Good Times. So Dominique, if Trump wins, I'm inviting you to give me a call back, and I will let you speak for 5 minutes uninterrupted. You can go down the rundown of the apocalypse of Armageddon raining down on us, of all the predictions. Tell us exactly what's going to happen and how bad it is and how we're all responsible for it, and tell us all the things that are going to happen here. They're going to come round us all up, and it's going to be terrible. They're going to take the 22s off my truck.
Nigga, please.
Jason, they're going to jack up your Escalade and take the 22s off. Really? I tried to warn you. I told you it was coming. Kamala Harris would have never taken off the rims on your truck, Jason. She never would have done it. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance is going to have the tire iron. He's going to have the four-way. He's going to take the lugs off your truck, including the one with the lock on it, including that one. Donald Trump is going to be driving your truck down Interstate 20. He's going to be honking the horn. They're going to paint it MAGA red, Jason, and you brought it on yourself. Kamala never would have done that to you. So you'll be allowed to give me a call. I will let you vent for 5 minutes. You can just give us the whole rundown of everything that's going to occur and everything that's going to happen. Let us know all of it. So no, y'all, I'm not going to ban Dominique. I had to get him off the phone tonight, but he's gonna be invited to call back in when he shows back up next time. He will have 5 minutes to rant, just uninterrupted. He can go down the whole litany of things. He can yell, he can scream, he can cuss, he can do whatever, y'all. He can just go crazy with it. It's just insane with it. He can just sit there on the phone. Someone just sit there and just be screaming, ah! He can just do whatever he wants to do, y'all. Just whatever it is. Whatever it is. He can bring some females with him. They bring some LGBTQ chicks with him and stuff like that. You can have one on either side of you, Dominique. So all of y'all can have 5 minutes to just, you cisgender bastard men. And okay, just let him, I'm gonna just let him go. I'm gonna just let him run. Jason, let him talk. I'm gonna let him squeal. Just do it all. All right, y'all. Well, the Bay Hive thinks that she's going to dip into politics. Kelly Rowland and Beyoncé jumped out there, and they put it all out there, y'all. So the BBL election is underway. The BBL election is underway. The Instagram stories election is underway. We will see how it goes. It doesn't hurt them. The more exposure they get, the better. But if it doesn't work, and that'll probably be the last time we see them dip their toes into politics. And I think we can all agree that would be a positive thing. We're going to go ahead and wrap things up here tonight. I want to thank everyone, and I do mean everybody who has contributed to tonight's program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo, my man, Mr. Richburg, Mark B. Thank you all very much for contributing to tonight's program here. We appreciate that. To Keenan and everyone else here. If you are new here to the Black Channel, welcome to the Haven of Intelligent Black Thought. We do this every weekend on holidays and some days in between. Click that red subscribe button, click that yellow notification bell. Join us each and every time that we are here. If you have not been to our website, Black Channel Films, our new documentary film, 8 a.m. is underway here. By the way, I was in DC for last night's screening of 8 a.m. I know I shocked a bunch of folk, by the way, when the lights went down and then they were like, okay, well, I guess that was a great film. And then next thing you know, I said, greetings, brothers and sisters. So I was in DC last night. It was very nice to meet the family out there and to see all of you in person. Had to have a little bit of tough love on some things there so we can level about where we're at. But I was very, very glad to go ahead and meet you all here. Very, very glad to meet you all there and to be able to converse about that. So it was well worth the while, and it was good to meet you all there in person. And yes, to everybody else out there, what are the realistic chances that Jason would show up? Well, yeah, there I was. So yeah, you got that going for you here as well. Got that going for you here as well. I was very, very pleased to meet you all, and maybe we'll get to do it again. Maybe we'll get to do it again. But thank you all for coming out and seeing that. I got more in store for you there and some changes. E-Hall J1, thank you very much for contributing there on Super Chat there. Derek Robinson's a new member. Black Powder Podcast is giving out some was a new member here also. So thank you all very much for joining us. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program. FBA Queen, thank you. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in to the program. Thank you for watching live or recorded. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of the Black Channel. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, the Black Authority. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, Black is the future, and the future is uncompromising.